Naturals dog food. Get those tails wagging with the top pet brands at the best prices guaranteed at Fleet Farm. And check out even more weekly deals at fleetfarm.com.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. They specialize in caring for those with early to late stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia problems, cognitive decline. It's their specialty. They're great at it. And they also offer early memory loss classes. They can help your loved one with locations throughout our state, many here in southeast Wisconsin. I've been in their facilities. They're top notch. It's kindness at the core. It's compassion and empathy at Azura. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
Monica, we've got to hand it to you.
You and the design team have outdone yourselves.
Are you talking about the One collection?
Those rings say you are the one.
And they say it symbolically.
Describe the symbols.
Every ring in the One collection should be presented with a special ritual.
What would that ritual be?
You pick up her left hand and you place a kiss on her ring finger.
Rick, you never told me about that part.
Then you show her the tiny red diamond, flush-mounted inside the ring, that will forever be in contact with her finger.
Why is it red?
Because that's when the giver says to the one, wherever you go, my heart goes with you.
I give you this kiss. I give you my heart.
The red diamond is a secret symbol of that sacred moment.
The center diamond on the outside of the ring is for the whole world to see.
But the tiny red created diamond inside the ring is only for the two of them.
The One collection of engagement rings is available exclusively at Kessler's.
To find the Kesslers nearest you,
Visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Veterans, have you explored your benefits lately? The Wisconsin Department of Veterans Affairs stands ready to serve Wisconsin veterans, their families, and their survivors. With our partners like your local county veteran service officer, we can help access the benefits you've earned and the support you need. For more information, please visit wisvets.com. That's wisvets.com. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Veterans Affairs with funding provided by the Milwaukee Brewers and the Brewers Community Foundation.
Trusted, relevant, locally owned, locally programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
6 o'clock, I'm Erik Bilstad. This is Wisconsin's Morning News for Wednesday, July 16th. Our top story, an urgent search resumes this morning in Sheboygan.
I'm Telly Hughes, and for Vince Vetrano, another new leader for MCTS.
I'm Debbie Loziga. So far, so good out on the roads. We've got a light ride around the area, full freeway speeds pretty much, and no incidents really to report. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Partly cloudy and humid again today. Could see some storms, maybe some severe storms later on this afternoon into this evening. A high of 87 today. Tonight, still those showers and storms, a low of 63. Right now, 74 at 6:01. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, recovery operations expected to resume this morning to find a 13-year-old boy in Sheboygan.
Fire and rescue teams were called just after 2 o'clock Tuesday afternoon to J.C. Corey Park for a person who was struggling in the water. The Sheboygan fire chief tells WTMJ witnesses on the scene say the boy jumped into the water, started to struggle, and went under. The Milwaukee Fire Department and Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources provided sonars to help in the search. The search was called off late Tuesday due to visibility issues. The recovery operations will continue this morning. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Strong words from the judge in the case of a man accused of killing his child. 35-year-old Ralph Taylor faces 2 felonies, including first-degree intentional homicide in the death of his 4-year-old son. Judge Barry Phillips at Taylor's appearance in court.
If these allegations are true, you are a baby killer. And the only thing worse than a baby killer is a person that kills their own baby.
Taylor's bond is set at $250,000. The child's mother, Cassandra Taylor, is also charged with felony child neglect causing death.
The Milwaukee County Transit System is getting another new leader. WTMJ's Adam Roberts all over it. He's live in the Breaking News Center.
That's right, Erik. Steve Fuentes set to be the next president and CEO of the organization. That will make him the 5th person since 2023 to hold the title for any period of time, previously serving as an operator at the Chicago Transit Authority. MCTS, of course, dealing with an almost $11 million budget deficit, looking to cut 20,000 service hours. Meanwhile, the transit union representing bus drivers and mechanics already voting to authorize a strike. Fuentes' start date is still not known.
A 10-year-old boy from Milwaukee is in custody connected to a fire at Walmart in Franklin.
Fire crews responded to the store on South 27th Street right before 9 p.m. on Monday night. The store's automatic sprinkler system helped limit the spread of the blaze, but there is extensive damage throughout the store, which remains closed. No one was injured and everyone was evacuated safely. Arson charges are being referred for the child. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. Elizabeth Linton, WTMJ News.
There is 0% containment this morning in the Grand Canyon wildfire that's overtaken historic buildings and destroyed dozens of other structures there. Stefan Lasky is a fire information officer for the Canyon's Dragon Bravo fire.
Always when we're in areas like this, the heat is a big concern. And also because of the record-breaking heat, it seems like every year I'm saying the same thing, like record-breaking heat, hottest, driest. But every year is getting worse than the year before.
The fire had been allowed to burn for days before erupting over the weekend, raising scrutiny over the National Park Service's decision not to aggressively attack it right away.
Cleanup continues in the Northeast after flash floods swept through New Jersey and New York this week, swamping subway stations, grounding planes, and killing at least 2 people. New Jersey remains under a state of emergency this morning. Governor Phil Murphy.
As a general matter, this feels like there's a human nature that I could beat water. I know I can't beat a tornado. I know I shouldn't touch a down power line, but my vehicle can make it through water, or I can stay in my house, and people have paid with their lives.
Emergency crews have rescued more than 20 people so far from the floods.
The last fugitive accused in the July 4th ambush-style assault at an immigrant detention facility in Texas is now in custody.
Local, state, and federal law enforcers broke down the door of a North Dallas apartment on Tuesday.
It was just like a bang, bang, bang. And then I seen all of these FBI unmarked vehicles.
Investigators say 32-year-old Benjamin Hanil Song and 11 others shot off fireworks July 4th to lure police to an ICE detention center south of Fort Worth. One officer was shot in the neck but survived. Song is the last of 14 people arrested, some charged with helping him to escape. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
Coming up, forget the bug be gone. How about a hand from Fido?
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 6:05.
Vince Vitrano for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. You want windows with the strongest resilience, and Pella Experience Center in Brookfield. If you go into the showroom there, you see, feel, open, close, compare dozens of windows and door options from 7 different Pella lines side by side. Now, why do they have 7 different lines? A friendly expert can go over all of that, the endless possibilities, and, important for your budget, different price ranges. You get to choose from colors and hardware and custom designs. You're going to get the best possible look for your home. And Pella really believes that quality windows and doors don't have to be super expensive. So with a range of affordable options, products assembled right here in America, you get the look you want at a price you can afford. So you want to stop by soon, because if you order by the end of this month, you can get this deal, 0% interest on your financing for up to 5 years. Certain restrictions do apply. Visit the Pella Experience Center in Brookfield today, just off of Blue Mountain Road, or schedule your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. You can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. My wife recently had a major accident that involved her back. I felt blessed and lucky because Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin is on our side. She's on the way to healing. They've got the best imaging and best doctors, the best systems, and the best way of taking care of you. They've got experts when it comes to things like shoulders, knees, and hips. And it's not always surgery. Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin will take care of you from beginning to end. Go to their website, OHOW.com, OHOW.com. Request an appointment. Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 255368.
At Wisconsin's own AccuNet Mortgage, our closing costs are typically $1,000 to $3,000 less than the banks or the mortgage guys with the Rocket for exactly the same rate. Find out how much you can save at ACCUNET.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 6:07.
This hasn't happened at an All-Star game since it was in Milwaukee. But it happened last night. That story at 6:15.
For the fourth time, the Navy Blue Angels will be headlining Milwaukee's Air and Water Show this weekend. The two-day event will also feature F-22 Raptors from the U.S. Air Force. Waterstone Bank Air and Water Show President Paul Rogers tells WTMJ.
It just takes a lot of people to pull this thing together. And, of course, everything is parked over at the 128th Air Refueling Wing, Milwaukee's hometown Air Force. That's where we park all the aircraft. Then they take off from Mitchell Field, and then they fly into the air show box out over the water right in front of all the spectators.
The show runs Saturday and Sunday.
69-year-old woman from northwestern Wisconsin is said to be recovering after a bear attack in Barron County over the weekend. Isn't the only person bears have targeted in our state recently.
In the last 10 months, black bears in Wisconsin have attacked and seriously injured at least 2 people. Andy Try is a bear expert with the Minnesota DNR. He tells us the bear population is growing, and the animals are calling more places home.
Part of it is that bear range has expanded in the Great Lakes states fairly dramatically over the last 20 years or so. We have bears in the northern lower peninsula, we have bears showing up in southern Wisconsin, and we have bears pushing into the Dakotas now.
Despite the increase in bears and their expanded range, attacks on people are still rare.
It's just a handful of things where somebody's injured.
Jessica Ty, WTMJ News.
Remember those pesky lantern flies that have coated sidewalks and buildings across several parts of the country? New research considers the possibility of having man's best friend help combat the bugs.
Lanternflies have reappeared this summer in more than 18 states, but a new tool may be available to fight these invasive pests: dogs. Researchers at Virginia Tech University conducted a study with human volunteers who trained their dogs to sniff out lanternfly egg masses. Of the 182 teams across the country that participated, the dogs that were able to identify the eggs in both controlled settings and field trials were 92% successful in finding the egg masses in nature. Researchers say the results speak to the untapped potential of community science to address the problem of lanternflies. Tracy Wolf, CBS News.
6:10.
The historic Fox and Hound Supper Club is the most beautiful, unique, and affordable summer dining destination. WTMJ's John Mercure. I love the Fox and Hounds. When you buy one dinner, your second dinner is free, including prime rib every Wednesday and Saturday, desserts and ice cream drinks, buy one, get one free. Order a hand-cut choice ribeye steak, pan-seared scallops, the roasted duck, pan-fried walleye, pasta, the ribs, any entree, your second dinner is free. 7 nights a week. Wow, what a value. Relax with a cold beverage on that patio in the woods, then dinner in one of the 8 unique dining rooms. Your second dinner is free. It is a dining experience at the historic Fox and Hounds. The award-winning Fox and Hounds Supper Club off Highway 167 near Holy Hill. The drive through the Kettle Moraine is stunning. A Wisconsin summer must-see. Wherever you live, it's worth the beautiful drive and free dinner at the Fox and Hounds. So step away from your kitchen, call and reserve your free dinner today. It's the famous Fox and Hounds.
Good morning, Debbie Lozga. How are you?
Good morning, Eric. I am doing well, and actually, so are the roads. Everything's looking great right now.
Great.
Not seeing any delays or incidents, so yeehaw. Just, keep it under control, of course. But it's exciting because it's quiet. I'm Debbie Lozga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Your forecast, partly cloudy and humid today. Could see some storms this evening. This afternoon into this evening could be pretty dicey. Got to pay attention to those. A high of 87. Tonight, showers and storms early on, otherwise cloudy, a low of 63. Thursday, maybe a sprinkle, then a clear sky, high of just 72 on Thursday. Friday, sunny, 74. Saturday, storm chance and a high of 80. Sunday, 77. Right now, it's 6:12.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Erik Bilstad.
Erik along with Telly Hughes in for Vince Vetrana. So you remember that huge event in Green Bay back in April, right? When all of those people came into Titletown. There's that one iconic moment. You remember that? That when it happened there in Green Bay?
For the first time since 2002, draft a wide receiver. Matthew Golden, wide receiver, Texas.
Looked like there was like 1.5 million people there.
Yeah.
NFL said more than 600,000 total visitors attended the 3-day event. The NFL draft, of course, in Green Bay this April. Well, we'll find out today just how good it went.
Happening today.
So, Telly, today the Experience Greater Green Bay, Inc. will release the results of a study on the economic impact. And I'm told they're just going to put up a giant dollar sign. Just put that up on a plaque. Here you go. This is how much.
Yeah, I was going to say, just have a sound effect. Just say cha-ching.
Because you would assume, well, obviously find out when they hold their news conference at 10 this morning, but you would assume that this is different than like the RNC here in town, where people were getting shuttled straight back and forth, a lot of them spending most of their time at the convention downtown Milwaukee and then going back to their hotel or whatever, where some of the hotels or at least some of the restaurants didn't really get to reap the benefits. In this case, you got all these people driving up, flying in, going all kinds of different places.
Yes.
You'd think that the reach and the amount of money that was made has got to be over the top.
Oh, you have to think that. And it's also something that the NFL loves to see because you can have these drafts in smaller markets where in the past it's always either been in New York, Chicago, just the bigger cities. So not only Green Bay proved that they could host the draft, but they showed that they can do it and excel in it because that draft was one of the more exciting ones in recent years. And I think a lot of it had to do with all of these prospects and everyone in these organizations coming to Titletown and spending 3+ days there.
My question now is, okay, so what do you do next? What's the encore? You know, what can Green Bay or the Packers take advantage of the next time out when you see something like this work out fairly well? Obviously, they had some weather issues and they had some crowd control issues at one point, but for the most part, it was a phenomenal.
Yeah.
It sounds like today will be a good day in Green Bay, but we'll learn how much money was made.
Absolutely.
6:15. Boy, this hasn't happened in a while. At the at the Major League Baseball All-Star Game, something happened that hasn't happened since Milwaukee. Telly's got it in sports next.
It's there all day, and it never goes away. I hate pain. It robs us of so much. But if you take action today, your pain could be gone tomorrow. Because at Rejuvenex, we harness the power of Toradol and hyaluronic acid to calm the inflammation and cushion joints. Rejuvenex treatments are safe, they're FDA approved, and in most cases, insurance, including Medicare and Medicaid, pays for them. At as low as $65 per injection per joint, our treatments are affordable. It's not a gimmick. It's pharmacological medicine administered in office in a simple and convenient manner. And with it, our patients have been able to avoid risky surgery and begin to stop the onset of arthritis. I'm Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, and here we've made pain treatment as easy and affordable as it can be. Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
For the first time ever, the MLB All-Star Game was won with a swing-off. That's right. It's kind of like penalty shots in hockey or soccer, except the 3 chosen players were picked prior to the game to get 3 swings to hit as many home runs as possible if the game tied after 9 innings. CBS's Stacey Lynn reports on how this remarkable ending all unfolded in Atlanta.
It was an epic home run derby tiebreaker. The teams had to pick 3 players to each take 3 swings, and Philly slugger Kyle Schwarber homered on all 3 of his shots, as heard on Fox.
With the hat trick! Look out, Chop House! National League takes the lead 4-3.
National League manager Dave Roberts.
It was a lot of fun, and the cool thing is that we got to see the players were all into it too.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
Erik, did you see how MLB honored the late, great Hank Aaron in the 6th inning last night?
Oh, yeah? What'd they do?
Yeah, it was kind of cool. After the 6th inning, the MLB recreated Aaron's record-breaking 715th home run on the infield with projection mapping and pyrotechnics.
That's cool.
That showed the scene from the old Atlanta Fulton County Stadium on April 8th, 1974. So that was pretty awesome.
They show the guys chasing after him, too?
Yeah.
Like those fans that
people
jump.
don't even realize that was Craig Sager in the leather jacket that was the reporter that was running after him. Like after he got to second base. Yeah. Like if you go back and look, it's really cool. Yeah. Yeah, that was a young Craig Sager.
Right.
Now, you had to stay up a little late at least for our schedules, but the Brewers representatives did make some impressive all-star debuts. Trevor McGill faced one batter in the top of the seventh and got Cleveland's Stephen Kwan to ground out. The Miz, Jacob Mizorowski's, that's right, much anticipated and highly debated debut came in the top of the eighth. Miz faced four batters and gave up one hit in one inning of work. Now, the Crew will kick off the second half of the season Friday in Los Angeles with 3 against the Dodgers. The Brewers trail the Cubs by 1 game for the top spot in the Central.
Nobody wants to talk about it, but it's still there in the mainstream headlines. We'll get to that story next.
It's been over 2 years since Bobby Carpenter had regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics. He needed relief from knee pain, but he wanted to avoid surgery.
I thought I might have to have my knee scoped, had some injuries, some lingering pain from stuff that I had been dealing with from years of playing professional football, and things had kind of flared up again. I started talking to a friend of mine who's orthopedic, and he was like, well, try to avoid surgery if you can.
And you absolutely can avoid surgery. QC Kinetics provides patients with state-of-the-art regenerative treatments, orthobiologics from your own body that help heal and restore damaged, aching joints. And we'll let Bobby tell you about that.
It was all of a sudden that one day, a couple months later, I was, let's go jog, let's try to see what I could do. And the more I did, I was pain-free with it, and it was actually a pretty remarkable process.
Before going under the knife, see if you're a candidate for non-surgical joint pain treatments at QC Kinetics. Call them today.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Save big on everything for your next outdoor project when you shop at Menards. Shop our huge in-stock selection of AC2 pressure-treated lumber, decking, fencing, and timbers. All easy to load in our drive-through lumber yard. Get free estimates fast with our easy-to-use fence and deck design programs in-store and on Menards.com. Don't forget to check out our weekly flyer for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Na, 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 na. Hey, Wisconsin, are you feeling summer? Then it's time to feel cheesy. It's time to feel good. July 31st through August 10th, only at the Wisconsin State Fair. Presented by U.S. Cellular.
Forecast sponsored by Big Fish Contracting. We'll do that in a second. But first, we got the roads. Hi, Debbie Lazago.
Hey there, Eric. It is looking pretty good right now. Starting to fill in a little bit on 41 southbound, though, between Appleton and Capitol Drive. Nothing major, just a few taps on the brakes here and there. But overall, we're looking good across the entire system. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Hey, Debbie, I saw that they got Bastille Day starting to ramp up. We saw them starting to do the closures on that and set up downtown.
Oh, yeah.
We got night market tonight, too.
Ooh.
Downtown here on the city's west side.
That's right. It's Wednesday. Oh, boy.
Lots going on in the downtown area.
Yeah.
As for your forecast, partly cloudy and humid today. Hey, heads up with the forecast, though. So we do have some storms. Likely some could potentially even be severe going into this evening, a high of 87. Tonight, showers and storms early, otherwise cloudy, low of 63. A sprinkle Thursday morning, otherwise clear sky, a high of 72 on Thursday. Right now, 6:21 at WTMJ. Erik along with Telly. Telly's in for Vince Vitrano. Appreciate you filling in this week, buddy.
Hey, good morning. Glad to be here.
Story we're following out of Washington. Well, of course, there are more than one.
On this vote, the yeas are 50 and the nays are 50. The Senate being equally divided, the Vice President votes in the affirmative, and the motion is agreed to.
In Washington, Vice President J.D. Vance breaking the 50-50 tie on the Senate's first vote to advance a White House-backed bill that would allow Congress to cancel billions of dollars in previously approved funding for government programs, including foreign aid and funding for NPR.
The two big things in the bill that are going to be affected if Congress moves this forward are public broadcasting. There's funding for NPR and PBS stations in here that the government provides that this bill looks to call back. The other big area where this funding is going to be affected is the cuts that were made to USAID. That's a lot of foreign aid, global health, things like that.
That's ABC's Ali Pecorin, who is on Capitol Hill. So why are they going through this now if all of this was already passed and divvied out?
This is a lot of the funding that was axed out of the federal budget by Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency. So they went in and they said, hey, we don't want to do any of this spending anymore. And what we're seeing right now is Congress saying, hey, wait a second. Actually, we need to approve that. You guys can't just decide you're not going to spend money that Congress appropriated. Congress has to say that. And so that's what's going on here on Capitol Hill right now.
So Congress showing its reason for existing is what's happening there. Another one of the larger stories that just won't go away. We don't talk about Bruno, but it's still here. The Jeffrey Epstein situation. Relentless calls for the release of the Jeffrey Epstein files, pitting the president and his attorney general against members of their own party. Even the House Speaker getting connected to this.
President Trump pushing back on calls from his base to release the Jeffrey Epstein files.
He was never a big factor in terms of life. I don't understand what the interest or what the fascination is.
The comments coming just after Trump again backed Attorney General Pam Bondi in her decision to withhold thousands of documents and videos about the investigation into the sex offender, despite the president's campaign promise to release the files.
Yeah, there's a reason why everyone is so fascinated about this. It's been talked about endlessly for many, many years, including from his base.
Yes, absolutely. But before I get into the Epstein, the files that won't go away, like you just said, I have a real problem with this bill because this is another form of censorship. When you talk about money and funds being provided to NPR, and that's how we get a lot of our information. And if you're talking about a president that has constantly bashed the media, talked about fake news, and tried to always dictate how his story is narrated, now, if you're cutting these funds, that's even more of an opportunity to put out whatever story that he wants to put out there as opposed to the truth. So that's something that I know I am going to definitely keep my eyes on, because that to me is another form of censorship. But going back to the Epstein files, it's a fascination by everybody because that's all that everyone talked about. And you have direct affiliations with Jeffrey Epstein, and there were rumors that your name was on those files. Now, all of a sudden, you don't want it to, you want it to go away, maybe because your name might be in those files.
Or if not yours, then perhaps someone super close to you.
Exactly.
It could be any number of different reasons. Or is it a nothing burger? And if it is, does that hurt your credibility because you've been talking about it so much? Here's a little bit more from
Some Republicans want Epstein's convicted co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell to testify before Congress. Conservative commentators and podcasters who helped amplify Trump's platform during the 2024 campaign now slamming the administration's lack of transparency. Joe Rogan mocking the DOJ and the FBI to his 20 million subscribers over the administration's handling of the file.
Now, that's ABC's Perry Rossum. So not only that, the House Speaker is even talking on this.
It's a very delicate subject, but we should put everything out there and let the people decide it.
That's Mike Johnson saying that you should put everything out there. Why not? He was speaking on the Benny Johnson show.
The White House and the White House team are privy to facts that I don't know. This isn't my lane. I haven't been involved in that. But I agree with the sentiment that we need to put it out there.
So even the speaker calling for this to be released in some form.
Pam Bondi, I don't know, when she originally made the statement, I think she was talking about documents, as I understood it, they were on her desk. I don't know that she was specific about a list or whatever, but she needs to come forward and explain that to everybody.
So it doesn't appear that this is going to go away. Now, there has been a little bit of pulling back by some commentators demanding for it, but you have both Democrats and some Republicans saying, hey, can we put this to bed and actually release this?
Yeah.
You know who else wants it to be released? Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey with a statement on this because he's been one of many celebrities or other folks who have been rumored to be on some of these lists.
Yeah.
And Kevin Spacey, who, by the way, was just in Milwaukee not too long ago filming a movie, which is he's coming back.
Wow.
But he did release a statement basically saying, yeah, maybe we should go this out. Not that this is about me at all, because it is about me now, but he says, release all the Epstein files, all of them, he wrote on Twitter. For those of us with nothing to fear, the truth can't come soon enough. I hate to make this about me, but the media already has. That from Kevin Spacey, the actor.
And if you want this to go away, it's very simple, Eric. Transparency. If it's a big nothing burger, then you have absolutely nothing to lose. So it looks more like you have something to hide when you don't do that.
News about your money, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is starting the day up 15 in the futures. Otherwise, S&P and the NASDAQ futures are both down as we are 2 hours from the bell. News about your money and WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Of course, it's financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Classic feeling. Your home is failing. Windows are old, roof looks horrible, siding is distressed. Even your front door fights you on everything. Hi, I'm Erik Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, and I will be on the Fix It Show this Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. 1 hour where you get to call in and ask about your failing home and how the professionals at Siding Unlimited can help you. Can't wait until Saturday? Bring your pictures to our Siding Unlimited showroom and let's chat. Start your home updating journey with Siding Unlimited at sidingunlimited.com.
Some of our customers want a glass shower door for the look. Some want it for a better use of their space, while others need a new glass shower door just to be safe. Like a customer we had last month. Her daughter had been hounding her to turn that old bathtub of hers into a walk-in shower. She was afraid her mother might slip when there was no one around to help her. Stepping over that bathtub wall isn't exactly safe. And besides, those old bathtub floors can be kind of slippery too. Installing a new glass shower door is pretty affordable. And not only is it safer, but it also gives your bathroom a great new look. And when you stop in our showroom, you'll see just how many options we have to give you the look you want. This is Stacy Sinks with Les's Glass Service. And glass and mirrors have been our business for over 35 years. So if it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Les's Glass. Les's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lesglassservice.com.
WTMJ, Steve Scavidi here. Will rates go up or down? We'll know more on July 30th. That's when the Fed announces its next rate decision. Join Annex Wealth Management's chief economist, Dr. Brian Jacobson, for Instant Insight at 3 p.m. on July 30th. Instant Insight is when Annex goes live after important announcements like the Fed's announcement to help explain what it means for you and your money. When it comes to your financial future, a bit of expert insight could help you understand what's going on. Register now at WTMJ.com or events at AnnexWealth.com. July 30th at 3 p.m. live after the Fed announcement.
It's Black Friday in July at Steinhafels. Save 10% store-wide, plus get a beauty sleep mattress for just $399 and discover brand new arrivals, including solid wood panel beds and made-in-America dining tables. Shop in-store or online now at steinhafels.com.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. More calls for Attorney General Pam Bondi to release all she has on Jeffrey Epstein. President Trump, after promising full transparency in the case, now says he doesn't understand what the fascination is. The Senate voting today on a bill to rescind billions of dollars that's already been allocated for public health and for public broadcasting. Vice President J.D. Vance broke a 50-50 tie in the Senate on a procedural vote Tuesday. Fear of another possible flooding event, this time along the Gulf Coast, says ABC Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z.
That low-pressure system crossing the peninsula of Florida, it has a chance at becoming our next named storm, which would be Dexter. But whether it becomes something or not, it will bring a lot of rain. Looks like New Orleans already in a flood watch from Thursday to Saturday. Louisiana is going to be that target for the heavy rain.
A longtime music supervisor for American Idol and her husband were found shot to death in their Encino, California home on Tuesday. Police have a suspect in custody, a burglar. This is ABC News.
Southbound 41 is going to be a bit heavy right now from Appleton Avenue down towards Hampton. Nothing major, but it's just starting to build up a little bit. Northbound's got a couple of pockets as well, right around North Avenue and then just north of Capitol. Rest of the system looking pretty good. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Humid again today. There is a chance for some storms later on this afternoon into this evening. Some could be strong to severe, a high of 87 today. Right now in Milwaukee, 74 at 6:32. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, recovery operations are underway this morning to find a 13-year-old boy at J.C. Quarry Park in Sheboygan. The Sheboygan County Fire and Rescue teams were called around Tuesday afternoon for a person who was struggling in the water. Now, witnesses tell officials the boy jumped into the water, started to struggle, and went under. Sheboygan Fire Chief Erik Montiano on WTMJ.
We've had sonar teams out here assisting and trying to find a location, so it just takes time. So, we got to search whenever the sonar pings on an area. We try to do the best we can to search that, but just it's a slow process.
They had to stop the search Tuesday night due to visibility issues before coming back out there this morning.
A woman is dead after they were caught in the crossfire of a shooting in Racine. Police responded Tuesday morning to shots fired near 11th and Washington. Racine Police Chief Alexander Ramirez says the woman was an innocent victim of gun violence.
What I'm saying to those individuals that like to use these guns as toys or some sort of way to settle argument, we're going to find you. We're going to prosecute you, and if you're found guilty, you're going to go to jail. It's simple as that.
Police are still looking for suspects.
2 teenagers recovering after crashing their car into a tree in Menominee Falls. This happened Monday on Town Line Road and Menominee Avenue. Car that just left the roadway hit that tree. The 2 17-year-olds taken to the hospital. The extent of their injuries is not known.
It's Navy Week in Milwaukee, celebrating the branch's 250th anniversary. Rear Admiral Matthew Pottenberg tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
Milwaukee is special. I mean, since, the beginning exceptions of, frankly, the Navy, but World War I, World War II, a bunch of ships were built right here on Lake Michigan. The USS Constellation, our newest class frigate, which is frankly the future of surface warfare, is being right up the street at Marionette. Fantastic.
The U.S. Navy will be present at the Milwaukee Air and Water Show this weekend as well.
And a situation in northwestern Wisconsin involving a 69-year-old woman who's now recovering, but in the last 10 months, black bears in the state have attacked and seriously injured at least 2. Here's what to do if you encounter one.
Be bear wise. That's the advice from Andy Try, bear expert with the Minnesota DNR.
Talk to the bear, yell at it, make yourself look big. If it continues to approach, sometimes you can throw a rock or a piece of firewood at it.
Try says the biggest thing to do if a black bear becomes aggressive is try to stay calm and don't run.
If you're just in your yard and a bear's around, the main thing is just to give that bear a clear escape route. Don't corner it. Keep a wide berth. Just make it loud, make it uncomfortable for that bear, and most of the time, it'll leave right away without an issue.
Jessica Ty, WTMJ News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 6:34.
Traffic's brought to you by German Fest. Your favorite Milwaukee tradition is back next week.
German Fest is here. Join us for carnival, live music, the Dachshund Derby, and more next weekend on Milwaukee's lakefront. Make it your tradition.
Coming up, today's a special day for many of those who love sausage racing.
Brake issues, electrical issues, four-wheel drive issues, exhaust issues, and even my car just won't start issues.
You name it, we fixed it.
So the next time you're due for service, drive it on into Richlands and let our ASE certified technicians get you fixed up and safely back on the road.
Nothing warms my heart more than seeing our customers drive out of here with big old smiles on their faces. And all the credit goes to our staff, the most friendly, honest, hardworking, knowledgeable people in the business.
5 conveniently located facilities, all AAA approved,
and all staffed by ASE certified technicians ready to provide you with top-notch service.
And after your vehicle's been serviced, drop us a Google review and let us know how we did.
Because a Google review from you goes a long way. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands. You're due for service.
Richlands Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richlands.
It's our first ever hassleless mattress tent sale, Thursday through Monday only in Greenfield. We're decimating prices on over 500 brand new, overstock, floor model, and clearance mattresses. Save 20 to 70% on brand names like Beautyrest, Sealy Posturepedic, and more. And we'll help you load up your mattress so you can take it home today. Look, at this point, we're not making money, we're making friends. So, friend, come see us this weekend at the first ever hassleless mattress tent sale at the corner of Layton and 77th in Greenfield.
Tickets are on sale now for EAA Air Venture Oshkosh. Get your tickets at EAA.org/tickets for an unforgettable week. One of the great things we do in Wisconsin every year is EAA. July 21st through the 27th, experience all the cool stuff. Daily air shows, including some at night, world-class performers, historic aircraft displays, and a variety of hands-on activities for all ages. 18 and under get in free, thanks in part to the Boeing Company. Don't wait. Get your tickets today at EAA.org/tickets. EAA Air Venture Oshkosh.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ news time is 6:37.
This is the first time it's ever happened at a Major League All-Star game. It happened last night. We'll tell you in sports at 6:45. So today is a big day.
Did you know, by the way, that July is National Hot Dog Month? It's a great time to try some of Usinger's delicious dogs.
All right. Thank you, Jeff. So today is National Hot Dog Day. And we don't have this confirmed, but trying to see if some of these places that sell the hot dogs in the area will actually be like offering some deals today.
Yeah.
Journal Sentinel's got a list of like all the places that you can go to get a hot dog. But what I'm trying to find out is whether or not you can get something for free, right? Because everything is about getting something for free.
You're out in your car and going to the grocery store and maybe picking up some Usinger's sausage for your All-Star break. They've got the best.
Okay. Thank you, Jeff. I guess we could do that too. So, yeah, National Hot Dog Day today, as it is apparently also National Hot Dog Month. It is the food of summer.
Yeah, it is. I haven't had hot dogs in a long time. I mean, I'm a vegan, but I will say this: there are certain places that when I was a hot dog eater that I would really look forward to, and AmFam Field was Miller Park when I was working there.
Okay,
that was one of the better ones because of the sauce that they had.
Oh, the special sauce?
Yeah, but if you're in L.A., you got to get a Dodger dog.
Okay.
Yeah, so there are different hot dogs around the country that if you're in that area or that region, you should definitely try it.
I haven't tried the Bavarian wieners before. A lot of brats, but not the Bavarians. All beef franks, they're fantastic. Can't go wrong with those.
All right. Thank you, Jeff. Happy National Hot Dog Day. 6:39.
Hi, I'm Tony Drake from Drake & Associates. One of the biggest questions retirees face is, when should I take Social Security? Should you claim it earlier for a smaller check or wait for a bigger payout? The wrong move could cost you thousands over the course of your retirement. And here's something most people don't realize. Social Security is only one piece of your income puzzle. If you don't coordinate it with your other retirement assets, you could pay more in taxes or even reduce your benefits without meaning to. At Drake & Associates, we help hardworking Americans like you make sense of their Social Security options so you can keep more of what you've earned. This isn't just about picking an age. It's about having a strategy so your retirement income lasts. That's why I want to send you a free retirement toolkit along with a copy of my book, Get Retirement Ready. Inside, you'll find easy-to-understand strategies to help you maximize Social Security, lower taxes, and build a reliable income plan. Text SS to 414-897-9522 to claim your free copies while supplies last. If you're unsure about your Social Security options, don't wait. This is your chance to get clarity and confidence about your retirement income. Text SS to 414-897-9522. Secure your future today. Text SS to 414-897-9522. Drake & Associates, helping you retire with confidence.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Good morning to you, Debbie Lazaga.
Good morning, Eric. Everything is looking pretty good for the most part. We've got our usual delays now from Appleton Avenue down to Capitol Drive on 41 southbound. The northbound side just a little bit tight right around the North Avenue curve, and then from Capitol Drive up to Hampton. The rest of the system still looking pretty good. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Partly cloudy skies this morning and humid. High temperatures in the upper 80s this afternoon. Look for areas of showers and thunderstorms to become likely. Some could have straight-line damaging winds. Tonight, showers and storms end early. Mostly cloudy skies. Low temperatures in the 60s. Thursday, a chance for a sprinkle early, then clearing skies and cooler temperatures. Highs in the lower 70s. Friday, a beautiful day. Mostly sunny skies. High temperatures in the mid-70s. Chance for some showers and storms on Saturday with high temperatures near 80. Small chance for an isolated shower on Sunday with high temperatures in the upper 70s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore at the Storm Team Forecast on WTMJ.
74 at 6:42. Update to the story we told you about on Tuesday here on the program, where we told you about the final beam being placed at the new Milwaukee Museum.
Huge milestone.
Yeah, it was the final beam raising. Of course, the Milwaukee Public Museum is moving its facility, building a new facility closer to Fiserv Forum. And the final beam was raised on Tuesday. So, big deal. It was signed by a bunch of the people there. The mayor was there, other VIPs, and they signed it, and then they raised it over there.
The museum should be enclosed, so it will look like those bluffs out to the west of us. So by the end of the year, we'll also be doing inside work as all of that takes place.
Sure.
Then we'll go in full force on the inside work with exhibits being installed towards the end of next year, so 26, with the planned opening for sometime in the first half of 2027.
So that is Ellen Sensky, the president and CEO of the museum. She joined us on the program yesterday talking about, okay, so everything will be enclosed. They'll start doing a lot of the inside work and should open in 2027. So she was previewing the final beam raising that they had on Tuesday afternoon. Well, there was a bit of a moment that had happened. So they lifted this giant beam that was signed and very pretty and painted white and had all that on it. And it had like even the logo of the museum on there, which is pretty cool. And they lifted it up and everyone was watching. And when it got over the top of the buildings, they dropped the beam. You can hear it there. It landed on the top of it landed on the roof of the building on the 5th floor there. But yeah, it kind of slipped out of its holding. It was kind of slipped up through the knot that they used to lift it up there with the crane.
Yeah, when we saw the video, Eric, I think we had the same reaction, and that was, you only had one rope. It was just one notch for this big beam. You would think that it would have been more secured, but I know that was definitely not what was planned.
So, no one was hurt. We should point that out. Yeah,
yes.
Nobody was hurt. But yeah, a moment there when it finally got to the top. But that's all right. It just makes it more memorable now. The milestone was more memorable. But again, nobody hurt. 6:45.
Summer is finally here. We're outside and maybe noticing the condition of our old windows. Gene Miller here for my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors, your local experts in stylish, energy-efficient replacement windows. Boost your curb appeal with top brands like Pella, Anderson, and Marvin, tailored to fit your home, your style, and your budget. Plus, installation by employee carpenters. Wood, vinyl, fiberglass, all on display in their newly remodeled New Berlin showroom. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need. Visit hometownwindows.com today.
4 years ago, I opened a doggy dream space unlike anything in Wisconsin. A place that offers it all: daycare, boarding, grooming, and a one-of-a-kind indoor-outdoor dog park and tavern. A hangout as fun for humans as it is for hounds. I'm Leah, proud owner of the Hounds and Tap in Menominee Falls. Our love, passion, and commitment to dogs and the community are at the core of everything we do. From our incredible staff to top-tier services, we've built something truly special at the Hounds and Tap. Come see for yourself. Visit the Hounds and Tap in Menominee Falls today.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
For the first time ever, the MLB All-Star Game was won with a swing-off. It's kind of like penalty shots in hockey or soccer, except the 3 chosen players were picked prior to the game to get 3 swings to hit as many home runs as possible if the game was tied after 9 innings. CBS's Stacey Lynn reports on how this remarkable ending all unfolded in Atlanta.
It was an epic home run derby tiebreaker. The teams had to pick 3 players to each take 3 swings, and Philly slugger Kyle Schwarber homered on all 3 of his shots, as heard on Fox.
With the hat trick, look out, Chop House! National League takes the lead 4-3.
National League manager Dave Roberts.
It was a lot of fun, and the cool thing is that we got to see the players were all into it too.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
The Brewers representatives made impressive all-star debuts. Trevor McGill faced one batter in the top of the seventh and got Cleveland's Stephen Kwan to ground out The Miz.
The Miz.
That's right. Jacob Mizorowski's much-anticipated and highly debated debut came in the top of the eighth. Miz faced four batters and gave up one hit in one inning of work. And the second half of the season will kick off Friday, Erik, for the Crew in Los Angeles with 3 against the Dodgers. And the Brewers will start the second half trailing the Cubs by just one game for the top spot in the Central. But that tie, that's something we haven't seen in a while. And there's always a Wisconsin tie to everything. And the reason why this is all tied to Wisconsin is because that was 2001 or 2.
I think it was 2002.
I think it was 2002 as well. Yes, that's when the unprecedented thing that baseball always feared happened, and that was the game was tied and both teams were out of players.
Didn't know what to do. The only thing I ever think of, it's seared in my memory, it's Bud Selig putting his hands up. Like, well, I don't know what do you want. What are we going to do about this? I just remember people so upset about that. It ended up like they changed the rules for a while there where you had to win that game to get home field advantage in the World Series. Like,
yep. They tried other things, but I didn't even know, and what I went to look up when this was implemented, and I think they came up with this in 2022. They have yet to. I mean, this is the first time they exercised it, but they put in this swing off, and I actually like it. I think it's kind of cool.
Why not? I agree. 6:48.
A cancer diagnosis shouldn't mean we can't make plans. It shouldn't mean living without joy or optimism. Cancer shouldn't be calling the shots. At the Frederick and the Medical College of Wisconsin Cancer Network, we're pushing to put cancer in its place by pulling together teams of leading specialists and researchers who work tirelessly for breakthroughs, who are developing innovative ways to treat every cancer, to treat your cancer. And by providing the largest cancer clinical trials treatment program in Wisconsin, so there are more treatment options and more reasons to be hopeful. So let's keep innovating. Let's keep discovering. Let's push to make every cancer diagnosis a story of survivorship and bring back the lightness of life that cancer takes away. To learn more about breakthrough cancer care, visit frederick.com/cancer.
It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. Get sale discounts store-wide all month long. What a great time to shop for all of your Christmas needs. Get your holiday decor and so much more, along with all the great bargains we always have for you. It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Tune in to Wisconsin's Midday News with Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty.
The city of Milwaukee is looking to close a $100 million budget gap as part of the 2026 operating budget.
Bringing you the latest in news, sports, traffic, and weather.
I have to imagine that there's some sort of alert on John Horst's phone that anytime Giannis does something, bloop, it just pops up. So he is made aware of everything that's happening.
Every weekday from noon until 3 p.m. Only on WTMJ. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
6:51. Happy hump day to you, Debbie Lazaga.
Back at you. We're looking at delays southbound on 41, starting from just before Appleton Avenue all the way down to about Burleigh. The northbound side's a little bit heavy from just before Mayfair Road all the way up to Hampton. Westbound 94 filling in now from about 35th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Northbound 43, we're seeing delays pretty much from Hampton all the way up to about Bender Road. Southbound side's still looking pretty good. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Your forecast at 6:51. Sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating. Your comfort is their family's tradition. Going to be humid again today. Hey, keep an eye on the weather. We do have some afternoon and evening storms likely. Some could be severe, a high of 87. Tonight, showers and storms early on, otherwise cloudy through the overnight, a low of 63. A sprinkle possible on Thursday in the morning, otherwise a clear sky, a high of just 72 tomorrow. Right now, 74 at 6:52. Wednesday around this time, I was joined by Dr. Ken Harris from Truth in the Afternoon on 101.7 The Truth, former Milwaukee Police Lieutenant. Hello, sir.
I'm not talking today.
Why not? What are you upset about?
I'm just upset. This.
How is this different than any time we have a conversation?
Wow, I feel so vindicated. So how's this 10-year-old go to Franklin? First of all, how did the 10-year-old from Milwaukee get to Franklin? Like that's a
You're
whole
talking about
other...
the kid who may have started that fire in the Walmart?
What is that? I don't think people understand you can't arrest children. You can only take them into custody. So, like, they're not going to do anything.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do.
And I thought that once he got to the juvenile detention center, other things will happen. But
They don't take
like
him to
you
the
said,
juvenile detention
okay,
center.
they don't at all.
No, they hold them and they take them home.
So that he's not in custody right now. He's back home. Is that what you're saying? That he would likely be?
You could take him to the police station, but you don't even fill out a report that's available to the public.
Yeah. I guess we're just trying to figure out what's the punishment because there's millions of dollars that are in damages at Walmart, and you just say that, all right, this 10-year-old started it, and
you can sue the
because it's a
family.
child, that's it.
You can sue the family.
Okay.
But we got to find out why it happened first. We have to find out what happened. They have to investigate it.
But if it does end up being that they find out this kid did this for whatever reason, I mean,
Right.
he's not. He'll go to juvie for that, right?
There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to send him because you can't send a child to jail.
So what
Like,
happens?
why do people have a problem with that?
It's
Like,
not
I
a
don't
problem. I'm
understand.
just curious. So,
So now we're putting 10-year-olds in jail?
No, I didn't
House of Correction. Wait. The House of Kitty Correction. Like, what are we?
So at what point is a child punished or not,
not.
punished?
You're
Never.
not.
You're never punished for anything under
Not
18.
at that age. No. I didn't say under 18. Under 12.
Okay.
You're not.
Wow.
So do you think Walmart would go after anybody for this?
Sure, absolutely. Civilly, absolutely.
You have to go after the parents then
Absolutely,
because,
'cause the
that's
parents
the
are-
only way.
The parents are
The guardians.
Responsible.
and responsible and accountable.
Yeah.
And if they don't, it's child neglect.
Ooh. All right.
I just
wait. Mark this. The first time Erik is speaking.
Hilarious. All right. Speaking of that, unfortunately, that's not the only story involving a kid recently in the area.
Oh,
we had that
yeah.
4-year-old
Yeah.
abduction story where, you know what, Telly and I were talking about this either yesterday or the day before, that kid will never be the same now.
True.
Just seeing even the video of that and just seeing what happened with this, you got guys with guns chasing you down, grabbing you and all that. This poor kid, given all the circumstances that are involved in that abduction.
Yeah. Well, everybody's complaining about the Amber Alert part.
Right, because originally they were calling for one right away, and it
Right.
didn't happen.
Well, it did happen. It happened in the way that it was supposed to happen. Most people don't understand how the process works.
Right.
The police have to notify a supervisor, notify Criminal Investigation Bureau. But before they even notify Criminal Investigation Bureau, they have to check the house, check every place this kid might hide. Where would a kid hide? Where would he run away to? Does he have any guardians, family nearby? Are there friends? Other people's houses? We have to come to your house and personally check, even though you said your kid's not home, top to bottom. Where's a kid going to hide? Cabinets and basement, everywhere. Then once we've done that, once the investigators come out and not duplicate our work, but then ask those tough questions that people get mad about, why are you asking me? Then they have to check with the state, get notification from an inspector or night watch commander, and go to the state and say, we have this criteria, can we do? The police department doesn't make the decision for an Amber Alert. The state does.
The state
has
Yep.
criteria.
That's where the law is. Yep.
And you follow it. Did you do all this other stuff? Yes.
You know what? I feel like they get around that sometimes, though. And I don't mean that it's a loophole, but like there's always critical missing kids. Like they seem to get sent out all the time. Like,
yeah, but critical missing is not an Amber Alert.
Agreed, but it's a way to get that picture out there. I think MPD and other agencies will use that as a tool to,
Absolutely.
okay, we know that this kid might be missing or maybe he or she ran away, but we're going to send this out to everyone because we know the TV stations and the local media will pop it up there.
But an Amber Alert and a critical missing are different.
Right.
An Amber Alert is it's a partnership they have with broadcasts all over.
Yeah.
Everybody
It's an
signed
EAS
on.
alert. You get an
it's
alert.
It's basically an EAS alert.
Yep.
It's TV, it's radio, it's text, it's everything.
It's on the DOT
Critical
boards
missing
when you're
is not
driving.
that.
Right.
Critical missing is just, you might say, hey, radio station, can you put this out? Hey, Erik, hey, Telly, can you?
Yeah.
And that's about it.
And Dr. Ken, before we let you go, you talked about charges, and the good thing about investigations, future charges can happen, and you talked about child neglect. Could the parents of this child that had to go through this horrific experience get charged with child neglect if they find out that they were, in fact, involved in this?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But they may not.
But they may not. That's not good.
Or maybe not at all. All right. I'm just trying to be my kid.
Y'all don't love people like show some love.
No.
I like this. Like them up. Like them up.
Okay. All right.
I'm a contrarian. What
Yes,
can
I was going to say. Yes, he is. Dr. Ken Harris. You can hear him.
And then he
every
ends with
afternoon.
love.
Yeah.
With love.
Thank you, sir.
Maybe. All right.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
A boutique hotel that's been in the works since 2020 could debut soon in downtown Milwaukee. The century-old Adams Building on North Jackson Avenue will be turned into a 40-room hotel, starting with 11 rooms in 3 to 4 months. Summerfest attendance was up by about 8% this year over last year, although it was still off a bit from 2023. On average, the festival saw about 67,000 fans per day, just over the per-day average for the last 11-day festival in 2019. A new ice cream shop may soon be on its way to New Berlin. Night Bite Ice Cream is planning its first dine-in brick-and-mortar location on West National Avenue after operating a food truck for the past several years. I'm Timothy Gibbons from MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. JamesImaging.com.
Modernizing business technology is critical for a positive impact on efficiency and reducing operating costs. That's exactly what Tri-City National Bank found out when they called on James Imaging Systems. Listen to Bank CIO Robert Prang.
We also went through a large retooling of our print environment, changing from where we had almost 200 printers.
All the way down to just 97 printers. That's managed print services from James Imaging Systems, a 100% locally owned and managed Wisconsin business technology company.
So being able to work with a local company like James that has that flexibility with their staff and being able to deliver for us has given us the ability to make the right decisions for our organization.
Robert, would you recommend managed print services from James Imaging Systems?
Yes, in a heartbeat, I would recommend James.
Learn more at JamesImaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. They're the best in the business. They are CertaPro painters. Now's the time to get on their schedule. Their summer sales discount goes through the end of July. Do it now. They painted our house, the outside, absolutely fantastic. They're kind, they're thoughtful. They moved our patio furniture out of the way and moved it right back where it belonged. It is CertaPro painters. Schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. For your home or business, they're the best. Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Inspired Closets, something that can positively affect your mood, getting organized and clearing out the clutter. A well-rounded closet could be the most powerful room in your home. Inspired Closets can transform your closets or laundry room, your pantry, any space in your house. What separates Inspired Closets from the others? Their 3D design software and a culture that promises to build what you want and need. Call my friends Katie and Dan today, a wife-husband team ready to help. Inspired days start in Inspired Closets. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Your trusted and relevant source for news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
7:01, I'm Erik Bilstad. This is Wisconsin's Morning News for Wednesday, July 16th. Our top story, the weather canceling a major Milwaukee event.
I'm Telly Hughes. Fire spreads unchecked in Arizona.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Westbound 94 backing up from about 27th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound still looking pretty good into the Marquette. Northbound 43 backing up from just north of Capitol Drive all the way up past Bender Road. Southbound side of 43 is clear as well. And then southbound 41 from Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive. Going to be a slow ride. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Partly cloudy today and humid. The weather rolls in later this afternoon and into this evening. Some of that weather could be severe, a high of 87. Tonight, showers and storms, cloudy, a low of 63. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, so because of the weather that they're paying attention to for this afternoon and into this evening, the Milwaukee night market's been canceled over concerns of the severe stuff. Organizers say the market will be rescheduled for October. The next night market's going to be held on Wisconsin Avenue on August 13th. We'll get you your 5-day forecast coming up at 7:10.
Recovery operations resume to find a 13-year-old boy at a quarry in Sheboygan.
Fire and rescue teams were called just after 2 o'clock Tuesday afternoon to J.C. Quarry Park for a person who was struggling in the water. The Sheboygan fire chief tells WTMJ witnesses on the scene say the boy jumped into the water, started to struggle, and went under. The Milwaukee Fire Department and Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources provided sonars to help in the search. The search was called off late Tuesday due to visibility issues. The recovery operations will continue this morning. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Strong words from the judge in the case of a man accused of killing his child. Ralph Taylor faces 2 felonies, including first-degree intentional homicide and the death of his 4-year-old son in Milwaukee. The judge, Barry Phillips, at Taylor's appearance in court.
If these allegations are true, you are a baby killer. And the only thing worse than a baby killer is a person that kills their own baby.
Taylor's bond set at $250,000. The child's mother, Cassandra Taylor, also charged with felony child neglect causing death.
The man accused of abducting a teen from Beaver Dam makes his plea in a Dodge County court.
Your Honor, we'd waive a formal reading and our plea of not guilty to all counts.
40-year-old Gary Day of Arkansas faces 4 felonies, including child abduction and child enticement, involving now 17-year-old Sophia Franklin. Investigators eventually found the two at a truck stop in Nebraska after multiple Amber Alerts across 3 states. Day is due back in court in October.
The Milwaukee County Transit System gets another new leader as the organization navigates a growing list of issues.
Steve Fuentes will be the next president and CEO of MCTS, making him the 5th person since 2023 to hold the position for any period of time. MCTS dealing with an almost $11 million budget deficit and is now facing an audit from the Milwaukee County Comptroller. Prior interim leader Sandra Kellner admitting earlier this month,
in this instance, we did not meet our own standards.
The union representing bus drivers and mechanics has also voted to authorize a strike, which could be called at any time. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
President Trump continues defending how his Attorney General Pam Bondi is handling the Jeffrey Epstein files.
She's really done a very good job, and I think that when you look at it, you'll understand that the credibility is very important, and you want credible evidence for something like that.
Trump has urged his supporters to move on after last week's report from the FBI and Department of Justice, which said Epstein did not have a famous client list. The president's daughter-in-law, Laura Trump, says the White House needs to show more transparency in the controversy.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:05.
Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. Visit sidingunlimited.com.
Windows, windows, windows. You hear all about everyone's windows and how theirs are the greatest. I'll tell you, our windows are the best as well. Hi, I'm Erik Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, and I'm right there with you. The reality is, we do sell great products, but your decision should be based on what people you want to work with, which company is proven to deliver to reduce the chance that you, the the homeowner, the customer might make a poor decision. Siding Unlimited has done it. We've taken the most trusted brand in windows, Pella, and paired them with such an outstanding business that we will deliver results to you at your home. Siding Unlimited has won Pella's prestigious 5-time Pella Platinum Premier National Contractor of the Year award. We are even Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech decking installer. The accolades, awards, and respect is earned. Windows, windows, windows. Yes, Siding Unlimited does windows. We do more. We do it really well. So you can count on Siding Unlimited to prove to yourself that you made the right decision. Siding Unlimited is the company to install your new windows.
When people think sleep apnea, they think CPAP. Now at Advent, we do all we can to help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine. And most sleep apnea sufferers who come to Advent are going to be able to avoid a CPAP altogether. Our unique Advent approach using simple in-office solutions can get your nose working and throat open all under one roof. You see, the root of every snoring and obstructive sleep apnea problem lies within the throat, nose, or both. At Advent, we know when we get the nose and throat working properly, most snoring and sleep apnea problems will subside. And we have the most simple and convenient, ultra-effective in-office solutions that can do just that. And this is why people have traveled by planes, trains, and automobiles from corners of the world you would never think of to find the sleep apnea and snoring relief you won't find elsewhere.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Most insurance accepted.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ news time is 7:07.
It's the first time this has ever happened at an all-star game. That story at 7:15.
As the Grand Canyon wildfires continue to burn uncontained, dozens of other wildfires are burning across parts of the western United States, including one in Mesa County, Colorado, that has gotten big in a hurry. ABC News chief meteorologist Ginger Z.
The Turner Gulch fire, it exploded yesterday from 1,500 to more than 12,000 acres. There are evacuations in place, but we have a pattern shift finally coming. They've been under this ridge, very dry. Now you get a little bit more moisture, will help the humidity, but some of these storms come through and the lightning gets to the ground, but the rain does not.
And that lightning hitting the ground could spark even more wildfires.
The British Open gets underway in Northern Ireland tomorrow, and organizers are working to make sure only birdies golf fans have to watch out for what's on the golf course.
This year's British Open is being held in Portrush, a narrow peninsula on Northern Ireland's northern coast. And with sea views, of course, come seagulls. Nasty, greedy, rapacious seagulls fond of snatching your fish and chips right out of your hand. So send for hawks, which eat seagulls. 4 hawks named Aurora, Belle, Kane, and Cheyenne have been on patrol since the gates opened to the public on Sunday, and they'll be working in shifts throughout. Vicki Barker, CBS News, London.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ news time is 7:09.
Hi, I'm Jim Token, representing the auto dealers of Metro Milwaukee. Did you know that Adam member dealers employ more than 6,500 people? Plus, Adam recently completed their 15th annual Feeding America Change Your Oil campaign. To date, Adam has donated over $953,000, which provided over 3.8 million meals. Start your next car search by finding an Adam member dealer at adam.com. That's ADAMM.com.
WTMJ, Steve Scavidi here. Will rates go up or down? We'll know more on July 30th. That's when the Fed announces its next rate decision. Join Annex Wealth Management's chief economist, Dr. Brian Jacobson, for Instant Insight at 3 p.m. on July 30th. Instant Insight is when Annex goes live after important announcements like the Fed's announcement to help explain what it means for you and your money. When it comes to your financial future, a bit of expert insight could help you understand what's going on. Register now at WTMJ.com or events at AnnexWealth.com. July 30th at 3 p.m. live after the Fed announcement.
7:10. How we looking, Debbie Lazaga?
Not too bad. We've got our typical delays at the moment. Southbound 41 from about Appleton Avenue down to Capitol. Northbound slowing down from about North Avenue up to Capitol as well. Westbound 94 is a bit heavy to get from 25th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. It's going to be a bit of a tight squeeze there. Northbound 43 slowing from just before Hampton all the way up to Bender Road. The rest of the system is actually looking pretty good. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Partly cloudy skies this morning and humid. High temperatures in the upper 80s this afternoon. Look for areas of showers and thunderstorms to become likely. Some could have straight line damaging winds. Tonight, showers and storms end early. Mostly cloudy skies. Low temperatures in the 60s. Thursday, a chance for a sprinkle early, then clearing skies and cooler temperatures. Highs in the lower 70s. Friday, a beautiful day. Mostly sunny skies. High temperatures in the mid 70s. Chance for some showers and storms on Saturday with high temperatures near 80. Small chance for an isolated shower on Sunday with high temperatures in the upper 70s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore at the Storm Team Forecast on WTMJ.
75 degrees at 7-Eleven.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Erik Bilstad.
Tragic and unfortunate and confusing story out of Southern California, Encino, California. A burglar arrested in a deadly shooting of a show business couple.
A spokesperson for the TV show American Idol confirming the death of music supervisor Robin Kay and her songwriter husband Thomas DeLuca, both 70 years old, found shot to death Monday in their own home.
Suspect number 1 is female, light brown hair, brown eyes. Number 2, male, white. Tall, gray hair, dark eyes.
Neighbors say they reported a suspicious person in the area late last week, the same day the couple was last seen.
Yeah, they just entered their house and then this happened. The suspect said to be inside the house. They're trying to figure out why the suspect was there.
Motive is unknown. We're still looking into whether he has any type of relationship with the victims. Right now, it is an apparent random attack. The house did not appear to be ransacked.
So the bodies of these two were found during a welfare check on Monday, but otherwise just did not see this coming at all.
No, it seems like this is definitely something that maybe you just never know. I don't want to sit here and give out any sort of options or things that they could be looking for, but that is extremely odd and such a tragic story for both the American Idol producer and her husband. And this is a woman that has worked on the show, I believe, since 2009 and was very popular and things of that nature. So you would think like, man, all of a sudden, just randomly, like this happens to that couple. But hopefully an investigation will lead to some answers.
Neighbors, of course, shocked by
it. Walk their dog frequently. Two of the nicest people you could ever know.
They are looking into whether or not this suspect had been over in that area before, if there had been some concern in the past about this guy kind of being seen in that area and whether or not that may have led to something that happened earlier this week. So that's what they're following in Encino, California. It is 7:14. How about this? History at the All-Star Game. That story's next.
At Big Fish Contracting, we want every home project to be a good story worth sharing. That's why we as a team aim to exceed your expectations. We can improve any aspect of your home. Everything from a complex remodel to the essential roof, gutters, siding, and windows. Integrity, humility, and kindness are why we've grown in southeastern Wisconsin for the last 2 decades. Visit bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
Are you or a loved one facing addiction? The Wisconsin Addiction Recovery Helpline offers free and confidential support 24/7. Powered by 211 Wisconsin, local trained specialists can help connect you with local service providers for treatment, peer support, harm reduction tools, and more. Call 211, text your zip code to 898-211 or chat at 211wisconsin.org. Help is waiting. Sponsored by United Way of Wisconsin.
Hey, Wisconsin, are you feeling summer? Then it's time to feel cheesy. It's time to feel good. July 31st through August 10th, only at the Wisconsin State Fair. Presented by U.S. Cellular.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
For the first time ever, the MLB All-Star Game was won with a swing-off. It's kind of like penalty shots in hockey or soccer, except The 3 chosen players were picked prior to the game to get 3 swings to hit as many home runs as possible if the game were to end in a tie after 9 innings. CBS's Stacey Lynn reports on how this remarkable ending all unfolded in Atlanta.
It was an epic home run derby tiebreaker. The teams had to pick 3 players to each take 3 swings, and Philly. It was an epic home run derby tiebreaker. The teams had to pick 3 players to each take 3 swings, and Philly slugger Kyle Schwarber homered on all 3 of his shots, as heard on Fox.
With the hat trick, look out, Chop House! National League takes the lead 4-3.
National League manager Dave Roberts.
It was a lot of fun, and the cool thing is that we got to see the players were all into it too.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
The Brewers representatives made impressive all-star debuts. Trevor McGill faced 1 batter in the top of the 7th and got Cleveland's Stephen Kwan to ground out. The Miz. Oh, I don't have it this time.
Oh, so now you need it every time now. Okay, no, I get
Jacob Mizorowski's much anticipated and highly debated debut came in the top of the 8th. Jacob Mizorowski faced 4 batters, gave up 1 hit.
The Miz.
There it is. Thank you, Greg. And he did work a clean inning, but before the All-Star game, you had Brewers players on the All-Star red carpet, which they were decked out in their finest, Erik. And, Greg Matzik has a wrap-up on how well the Brewers players were dressed.
There is a suit designer in L.A. that Christian Yelich has come to know.
And he was put to work, according to Brewers.com writer Adam McCalvy. Easier said than done for the 6'8 Trevor McGill and 6'7 Jacob Mizorowski, a last-minute add to the roster.
He apparently was able to come up with a custom suit that was going to be delivered in Atlanta, and there's going to be a little Bob Uecker flair in there with something plaid, a little Pokemon, because Mizorowski's a Pokemon guy, and it's incredible they did this on short notice. So, Christian Yelich to the rescue.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Wow, to get a suit that soon for a 6'7 guy, that's pretty impressive. But shout out to Yelly looking out for his guys. He wasn't even an all-star or even in Atlanta, but made sure his guys were looking great. And the Brewers will resume the regular season Friday in Los Angeles against the Dodgers.
7:18.
It's our first ever Hassless Mattress Tent Sale, Thursday through Monday only in Greenfield. We're decimating prices on over 500 brand new, overstock, floor model, and clearance mattresses. Save 20 to 70% on brand names like Beautyrest, Sealy Posturepedic, and more. And we'll help you load up your mattress so you can take it home today. Look, at this point, we're not making money, we're making friends. So, friend, come see us this weekend at the first ever Hassless Mattress Tent Sale at the corner of Layton and 77th in Greenfield.
Here's to experiencing it all this summer in Wisconsin. Every deliciously cheesy, rockin', magical, fireworks-filled, festival-loving moment. There's Cheese Curd Fest in Ellsworth, Strawberry Fest in Cedarburg, Festival of the Arts in Stevens Point, and the Renaissance Fair in Bristol, Honor the Earth Powwow in Hayward, Mile of Music in Appleton, Venetian Fest, Brat Fest, Summerfest. So many fests for your whole crew. Find them all at travelwisconsin.com.
It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. Get sale discounts store-wide all month long. What a great time to shop for all of your Christmas needs. Get your holiday decor and so much more, along with all the great bargains we always have for you. It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Hey, WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here, reminding you to subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast. We update it every day with every interview, every segment, every bit we do on the show.
Wait, we don't do bits on the show.
You are the cream to fill my cream box.
I hope they like each other.
Boat race.
The sun and the moon and the earth have become one, and so have we.
All right, maybe we do some bits.
Be sure you subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast, presented by Tri-County Contract. Hi, Debbie.
Hey there, Eric. We've got some delays westbound on 94 coming out from 20th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound still clear right now. Northbound 43 slowing north of Capitol Drive and stretching all the way up to Bender Road. Southbound's now starting to get a little bit backed up from Good Hope Road down past Bender. Southbound 41 backing up from just before Appleton Avenue down to about Hampton. Northbound slowing from Mayfair Road up to Capitol Drive. And other than that, the bypass actually looking pretty good, although it's starting to fill in a little bit in volume. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
In weather, partly cloudy and humid with a chance of severe storms tonight with a high of 87, and there's a low. Tonight will be 63 with storms early and mostly cloudy. Tomorrow, Thursday, AM sprinkled, then clearing skies with a high of 72. Friday, mostly sunny, high of 74. This weekend, you got partly cloudy with a scattered storm chance on Saturday with a high of 80. And on Sunday, partly cloudy, slight chance of rain with a high of 77.
Your forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating. Your comfort is their family's tradition.
Rock the boat, don't rock the boat, baby. Rock the boat, don't tip the boat over. Rock the boat, don't rock the
Yes.
boat, rock the boat.
One of the best stories of 2025 continues. Erik Bilstad along with Telly. He was in for Vince Vetrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. And when you hear that, it's got to have something to do with Deep Thought joining us in studio. He's been covering it for us. WTMJ's Adam Roberts, dogged Deep Thought reporter. What do we got?
You know that scene in The Godfather Part 3?
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
Back in again with this story that just won't seem to go away. But yes, we do have a Deep Thought update. So to bring it all back home for those who somehow still don't know, this is, of course, the abandoned boat that was left on the Milwaukee lakefront back in October of last year. Sat there for 7 months. We had the finger pointing, you got to take it out. No, you got to take it out. And eventually it was removed in May by All City Towing, and it now sits in their lot still covered in graffiti and looking like lake trash. More on that in a moment. But we do have an update. There will, in fact, be a public auction for the boat. So you, Erik, or you, Telly, or you, Debbie, or you, Greg, could own Deep Thought for yourself for the right price. So the county is going to begin this auction July 22nd, which is a week from yesterday. So next week, Tuesday, it will be online. This isn't going to be one of those sitting in a room, paddles in the air. Do I hear $20? 20? Anyone? $20?
Oh, that would be amazing. All the highbrows all come walking in there.
So there will not be one of those, but you will be able to bid online starting the 22nd.
Bud Selig is in one corner there. Oh, yes, I'd like to donate this.
I'd like to do that.
I needed a new yard piece anyway. So it'll begin July 22nd and run for 2 weeks. So you'll have 2 weeks to get your bids in. They'll be tracking this, and then whoever's the highest bidder, the boat is yours. An important note, you do have to tow it yourself. They will not bring it for you to your driveway. You do have to go get your now boat.
So it's just like a silent auction at a fundraiser.
Yeah, and we've seen these before. I think of it like, sometimes the state of Kentucky will do bourbon auctions. And they did one of those, I think, last year. You can just bid online, put your price in, name your price.
So we wonder who's going to be interested in this.
Yeah. Now, remember, back when the hullabaloo was at a higher peak than I think it is now, Jerry Geyer of Jerry's Silo Marina tipped us off that the art museum was interested in it, and then we got on them, and they said, hands up. No.
Hey, look,
we don't have anything to do with that.
Well, so it was this boat was abandoned because it ran out of gas, right? So there's nothing else wrong with it, or
it is not seaworthy.
You're right. That's what I'm thinking. There's a lot wrong with it, so I'm just gonna buy a severely damaged boat.
Right.
Well, why wouldn't you, Telly?
Oh, okay.
Because in the words of Supervisor Sheldon Wasserman, when I spoke to him yesterday, he said, we want someone to buy it, and whoever does, you will, quote, make Milwaukee County proud.
Which I assume because it's off their hands, not because it's a great deal.
Yeah, because they want to make some money on it if they can help pay off having to tow it out of there.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, when this was actually on the beach, it was fun, and it was campy, and there were shirts, and people loved it, and it was Summerfest, I think is how you described it over there, when you actually were pulling it out.
Yeah.
But now that it's sat there, and it's been in the lot for however many weeks and months now.
We can officially call it a junker. Is that where you're getting to?
It's kind of
a junker.
It doesn't have the same.
But don't you remember Shawshank Redemption at the very end? He's working on a boat to clean it up and everything. That's what I am picturing right now.
That's not what's good. There's no way. I think the best thing that could happen to this is that it gets brought to Lakefront Brewery or one of the other restaurants.
Well, you mentioned a brewery and bringing back Wasserman. So recall last month when they were kind of detailing, okay, what would this auction actually look like? He had said at that time.
Like strike right now when the interest in that boat is at its highest. I've had some bars approach me. They want to put in their bars as one of their souvenirs.
So we see the old Bernie's Chalet is at Lakefront Brewery, to your point, Eric.
Right.
So if you have the space and capacity, theoretically, it could be a kitschy little thing that you stick up there. I think at one point I had said maybe one of these bars that has the sand volleyball courts can beach the boat.
Yeah,
but
that's a good call.
Yeah.
Just speaking objectively, your average person probably is not going to have that much interest in this just because it's not seaworthy. You can't take it out. And by the way, it's being sold as is. So you can't just chop this up like I know people had wanted to say, I just want the back. No, you're going to have to buy this thing in full.
Did they say how much they're hoping to make?
They want to get at least $20,000, which would in their eyes cover the remaining donation
You think
gap.
they make $20,000?
I got $12.50.
It's like the state fair. What can we buy for $6.20?
Exactly.
Wow. Good stuff. Thank you, Adam. You bet. Next Tuesday is the big day, July 22nd. News about your money, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. We are an hour from the bell, so let's check the numbers here if we would. Futures looking good at the moment. The Dow's up, the NASDAQ down, and the S&P up as we are 1 hour from the bell. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, our weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market and how it affects Wisconsin businesses and residents. Sponsored by the original Knowledge Broker, R&R Insurance. Joining me today is Jeff Salasinski, Executive Vice President of Insurance Operations. Jeff, we've been discussing the whole there can be a cost to buying insurance on price alone thing. Now, tell our listeners what you mean by that.
Thanks, Vince. Great to be here. The price of any product you buy is important. When it comes to business insurance, there are other critical factors. The services your agent or broker offers matter as well. The lowest price can many times leave you on your own.
What do you mean alone?
Navigating the claim process, first and foremost. Most buyers are unfamiliar with this process and how it works. These policies are complex, and we understand them in depth, what's covered and what is not. Loss prevention services. Avoiding claims is the best way to manage your insurance costs. Low prices are great, but Vince, if you're going to be out there alone trying to settle a claim with your carrier or constantly being referred to a website, ask, why isn't my agent or broker helping me?
Oh, there's a lot there. Okay, so what's one thing the audience should definitely take away?
It's important to work with a partner that provides important services like claims management and loss prevention services. Will ensure you're getting a competitive price and service. You can have both.
And why should a business then or family work with R&R Insurance?
Vince, at R&R, we invest in client-focused professional services, humans, real people to help our clients. We understand how to present your account to an underwriter in the most favorable light. And R&R has been helping clients for almost 50 years. If you're looking for a better insurance purchasing experience, we'd love to sit down and speak with you. At R&R Insurance, we know business insurance.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
Hey, it's John McGivern here. You know I love Network Health. One of the reasons is that they're local and they understand how important that is. Their exceptional customer service isn't just words on a page. It's what they do. It's what they've always done for over 41 years. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Waterlogged parts of the Northeast could be in for even more rain, including in New Jersey, where 2 people were killed in flash flooding earlier this week. Here's ABC Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z.
We just got that super-saturated historic rain for some in the Northeast, and this afternoon we've got more slow-moving thunderstorms. So Northwest New Jersey on flood alert, 2-inch-per-hour rainfall rates coming again this afternoon.
There's a tropical storm system forming in the Gulf that could develop into a tropical storm or possibly a hurricane, bringing a lot of rain to Louisiana. Still 0% containment in the Grand Canyon wildfire that destroyed historic buildings and structures along the North Rim. That and another Grand Canyon fire believed to have been started by lightning. President Trump doesn't want to talk about Jeffrey Epstein anymore, but many of his supporters are demanding answers. Some continue to accuse the Justice Department of breaking a promise to release everything it has on Jeffrey Epstein. House Speaker Mike Johnson joining that. This is ABC News.
Southbound 41, heavy ride from before Appleton Avenue now all the way down past Hampton. Northbound's backing up from Mayfair Road all the way up past Capitol. Southbound 43, that's going to be heavy from Good Hope Road down towards Silver Spring. Northbound slowing north of Capitol Drive up past Silver Spring up to Bender Road. Westbound 94 is backed up from 20th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. A little more heading across the county line into Waukesha County. And on the eastbound side, seeing delays from just east of 84th Street through the Stadium Interchange. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Cloudy and humid today. Tonight and this evening, we have a chance for some severe weather, and that's changing some things here in Milwaukee. The Milwaukee night market has been canceled tonight over concerns of related severe weather that could take place this evening. So organizers say the market will be rescheduled for October. The next one is set for August 13th. There on Wisconsin Avenue for the Milwaukee Night Market. We'll get you the complete WTMJ 5-day forecast coming up in about 8 minutes.
Recovery operations are back underway to find a 13-year-old boy at J.C. Quarry Park in Sheboygan. Sheboygan County Fire and Rescue teams were called just after 2 p.m. Tuesday for a person who was struggling in the water. Witnesses told officials the boy jumped into the water, started to struggle, and went under the water. Sheboygan Fire Chief Erik Montiano tells WTMJ.
We've had sonar teams out here assisting and trying to find a location, so it just takes time. So we got to search whenever the sonar pings on an area. We try to do the best we can to search that, but just it's a slow process.
Officials paused the search Tuesday night due to visibility issues.
A woman is dead after being caught in the crossfire of a shooting in Racine. Police responded Tuesday to shots fired near 11th in Washington in Racine. The police chief, Alexander Ramirez, says the woman was an innocent victim.
What I'm saying to those individuals that like to use these guns as toys or some sort of way to settle argument, we're going to find you. We're going to prosecute you. And if you're found guilty, you're going to go to jail. It's simple as that.
Yeah, as of now, no suspects in custody.
The official cause of death for South Dakota State football player Nate White has now been made public. The 20-year-old Milwaukee native was found unresponsive at his home in Brookings, South Dakota, late last month. The city of Brookings police say White died from a sudden medical event that affected his breathing and heart, ruling his death natural with no signs of foul play. White had recently transferred to South Dakota State after 2 seasons with the Wisconsin Badgers.
In the last 10 months, black bears in Wisconsin have attacked and seriously injured at least 2 people, including a 69-year-old woman this past weekend. Here's what to do if you come upon one.
Be bear wise. That's the advice from Andy Try, bear expert with the Minnesota DNR.
Talk to the bear, yell at it, make yourself look big. If it continues to approach, sometimes you can throw a rock or a piece of firewood at it.
Try says the biggest thing to do if a black bear becomes aggressive is try to stay calm and don't run.
If you're just in your yard and a bear's around, the main thing is just to give that bear a clear escape route. Don't corner it. Keep a wide berth. Just make it loud, make it uncomfortable for that bear, and most of the time, it'll leave right away without an issue.
Jessica Ty, WTMJ News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 7:35.
Traffic brought to you by Bumblebee Blinds. You can visit them at bumblebeeblinds.com.
Bumblebee Blinds Milwaukee can refresh your home with high-quality blinds, professional guidance, and easy installation. Book a free consultation today. Bumblebee Blinds, window treatments too. Buzz about.
Coming up, why is everyone so upset about this Disney robot? News is sponsored by Griffin Ford, Griffin Hubs, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram.
A buck doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin. The buck stops here. The deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
It's the biggest door in your house. Time to give it the attention it deserves. Vince Vitrano here talking about Lifetime Door Company in Brookfield. Updating your garage door increases the value of your home. It's the first thing people see, and it's the best return for your money on investment. At Lifetime Door, if you have an emergency, they'll come out 7 days a week to service existing garage doors and openers. 5% off any service or install at Lifetime Door Company in Brookfield. Get started now, 262-783-4004, lifetimedoor.net.
Set sail on an unforgettable adventure with Celebrity Cruises. Discover exclusive offers only available through Fox World Travel during the Fox exclusive July sale. Experience luxury at sea with world-class dining, exhilarating entertainment, and stunning destinations. Whether you're dreaming of the Caribbean, Alaska, or beyond, we've got the perfect cruise for you. Book now to enjoy stackable discounts only at Fox World Travel. The sale ends July 25th. Don't miss out.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ news time is 7:37.
It's never happened before at an All-Star game, and it happened Tuesday night. That story at 7:45. So something's a bit amiss, or I guess controversial, at the House of Mouse.
Walt Disney is making a comeback, and not everyone's happy about it.
We're interested in doing things that are fun, in bringing pleasure and especially laughter to people.
Many fans are expressing dismay over an exhibit that opens at Disneyland tomorrow, honoring the park's 70th anniversary and its founder. Sneak peek footage on Instagram features an animatronic Walt Disney speaking in a recreated version of his original office.
I only hope that we never lose sight of one thing, that was all started by a mouse.
One fan says it's shameful and embarrassing, with no effort put into making sure it looked like the actual Walt. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
So one fan complains. Is it really just one fan? Or, Debbie, is this something for real that is controversial?
I think this is something for real. So basically, even though I sat and thought, that's a no-brainer, why isn't there a animatronic Walt Disney? Crying out loud. No, it turns out he specifically stated before he passed away that he did not want to be an animatronic. And so his granddaughter is all up in arms, and a lot of other people, too, are saying, this is not right. He didn't want this. But then again, you think about all the other things that Disney has done, and that, I feel he's like spinning in his grave because of what they're doing.
Right.
So, and I've seen the pictures, I've seen the video of him, and it doesn't look exactly like him, but it's similar enough that you would look at him and say, yeah, that's Walt Disney.
You know who loves this right now? Disney.
Yeah, everybody's talking about it.
Everyone's talking about it, and tomorrow the line's going to be through the park at Disneyland just to see this thing.
Yeah. I mean, I get what they're doing, but yeah.
And by the way, the robots back when he died were a lot different looking than they do now. I mean,
this is smooth.
It's kind of smooth.
He
right?
actually kind of walks a little bit, too, so it's kind of like, wow, what the hey.
7:39. This portion of the show is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management's Money Talk. Heard Saturdays right here at 10 on WTMJ.
WTMJ's Steve Scafidi here. Will rates go up or down? We'll know more on July 30th. That's when the Fed announces its next rate decision. If you're wondering how the Fed's announcement will impact your decisions, from buying a new home to planning your investment, join Annex Wealth Management's chief economist, Dr. Brian Jacobson, for Instant Insight at 3 p.m. on July 30th. Instant Insight is when Annex goes live after important announcements like the Fed's with their reaction and explain what it means for you and your money. When it comes to your financial future, a bit of expert insight could help you understand what's going on. Visit WTMJ.com or events at AnnexWealth.com and register now for Instant Insight, the Fed and the Markets, June 30th at 3 p.m. live after the Fed makes its announcement. Register now. Visit WTMJ.com or events at AnnexWealth.com and register now for Instant Insight, the Fed and the Markets, July 30th at 3 p.m. live after the Fed makes its its announcement.
Buying a new roof might not be the most exciting thing you'll do this year, but for us at Big Fish Contracting, being chosen to do that roof for you not only provides income for multiple families in southeastern Wisconsin, but has a global reach and impact around the world. To us, it's more than just a roof. We've been earning trust for over 2 decades, roofing, siding, windows, and more. Go to bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
You're going to love the new all-you-can-eat Saturday breakfast buffet for under $10 at the Mine Shaft Restaurant in downtown Hartford. It's fantastic. From 8 a.m. till noon, kids under 3 eat free. Walk on in. It's all you can eat. MineShaftRestaurant.com.
Viking, dedicated to creating travel experiences for the thinking person, with programs designed for cultural enrichment on board and on shore. Discover more at Viking.com.
7:42, Disney expert resident Debbie Lazaga on the road.
Yeah, we've got delays out there. Southbound 41 backing up from Good Hope Road all the way down to Capitol Drive. The northbound side is backing up from Mayfair Road all the way up past Capitol, almost to Hampton. And southbound 43 also slowing down from before Good Hope Road all the way to about Bender Road, just past Bender Road. Northbound, we've got delays right around the North Avenue curve all the way up to about Locust. And then you're back on the brakes north of Capitol Drive up to Bender Road as well. Westbound 894, watch out for delays out of the Mitchell Interchange all the way to about 51st Street. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Partly cloudy skies this morning and humid, high temperatures in the upper 80s this afternoon. Look for areas of showers and thunderstorms to become likely. Some could have straight line damaging winds. Tonight, showers and storms end early, mostly cloudy skies, low temperatures in the 60s. Thursday, a chance for a sprinkle early, then clearing skies and cooler temperatures, highs in the lower 70s. Friday, a beautiful day, mostly sunny skies, high temperatures in the mid 70s. Chance for some showers and storms on Saturday with high temperatures near 80. Small chance for an isolated shower on Sunday with high temperatures in the upper 70s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore at the Storm Team Forecast on WTMJ.
Right now, it's 75 degrees at 7:42.
Come with me now.
Erik along with Telly Hughes. Vince is back Monday. He doesn't want to talk about it, and many of his supporters don't want to talk about it. However, there are other supporters of President Trump who are demanding answers when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein. And now they're accusing the White House's Justice Department of breaking a promise to release everything in the government files about Epstein's crimes.
Several Republicans in Congress now say they want congressional hearings. They want to hear public testimony from Ghislaine Maxwell. That is Jeffrey Epstein's longtime associate, who is now in prison for conspiring with Epstein to sexually abuse young women. The bottom line here, while Trump is urging his supporters to move on, it's clear that many of them are just not willing to do that.
Yeah, the president says, no one wants to hear any more about this case or this dead guy, and others are saying that's not the case. Even the House Speaker, Mike Johnson, weighing in on this.
It's a very delicate subject, but we should put everything out there and let the people decide it.
The Speaker, appearing on the Benny Johnson show, weighing in on whether the DOJ should release all of its files on the dead, scandalized financier Jeffrey Epstein. So this story, as of now, not going away. It's 7:44. We got sports in 60 seconds.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Catch the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast on WTMJ.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
For the first time ever, the MLB All-Star Game was won with a swing-off. It's kind of like penalty shots in hockey or soccer, except the 3 chosen players were picked prior to the game to get 3 swings to hit as many home runs as possible if the game were to be tied after 9 innings. CBS's Stacey Lynn reports on how this remarkable ending all unfolded in Atlanta.
It was an epic home run derby tiebreaker. The teams had to pick 3 players to each take 3 swings, and Philly slugger Kyle Schwarber homered on all 3 of his shots, as heard on Fox.
With the hat trick, look out, Chop House! National League takes the lead 4-3.
National League manager Dave Roberts.
It was a lot of fun, and the cool thing is that we got to see the players were all into it too.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
The Brewers representatives made impressive all-star debuts. Trevor McGill faced one batter in the top of the 7th and got Cleveland's Stephen Kwan to ground out. The Miz, Jacob Misiorowski's much-anticipated and highly debated debut came in the top of the 8th. Miz faced 4 batters and gave up 1 hit in 1 inning of work. But
The Miz.
That's right. The Miz was included in this next story because before the Brewers players hit the field in Atlanta, they were on the All-Star red carpet well-dressed thanks to one of their teammates.
There is a suit designer in L.A. that Christian Yelich has come to know.
And he was put to work, according to Brewers.com writer Adam McCalvy. Easier said than done for the 6'8 Trevor McGill and 6'7 Jacob Misiorowski, a last-minute add to the roster.
He apparently was able to come up with a custom suit that was going to be delivered in Atlanta, and there's going to be a little Bob Uecker flair in there with something plaid, a little Pokemon, because Misiorowski's a Pokemon guy, and it's incredible they did this on short notice. So Christian Yelich to the rescue.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
That's fascinating because that's kind of this newer thing. They had that red carpet and everyone looks dressed to the nines.
Yes,
like Aaron Judge
yes.
had like a pinstripe suit on, which was pretty cool.
Right. And how cool is that for Christian Yelich? What a teammate to make sure that his guys were looking good amongst the other All-Stars, because I'm sure it's pretty tough to go get a suit for a 6'7" guy off the rack.
Right. Well, Miz is probably like, what do I do? I don't even know where to go.
Yeah. I just got sweatpants and baseball pants. I don't have a suit. So it was all good thanks to Christian Yelich, and the Brewers will resume the regular season Friday night in Los Angeles against the Dodgers.
Tausch is next.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here with an offer for a bath or shower remodel from Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get $1,000 off your Lugstone shower remodel and no interest financing for 12 months. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
It's our first ever Hassless Mattress Tent Sale, Thursday through Monday only in Greenfield. We're decimating prices on over 500 brand new, overstock, floor model, and clearance mattresses. Save 20 to 70% on brand names like Beautyrest, Sealy Posturepedic, and more. And we'll help you load up your mattress so you can take it home today. Look, at this point, we're not making money, we're making friends. So, friend, come see us this weekend at the first ever Hassless Mattress Tent Sale at the corner of Layton and 77th in Greenfield.
Don't let them ruin your summer. Vince Vitrano for the Bugman and Queen Bee. Just had Adam the Bugman out to my house for the stinging insect nest preventer service. And Adam tells me he's getting a lot of requests for this right now because of wasps. Now, this won't keep the bees and other pollinators from doing their important work in your yard or in your garden. What it will do is keep them from building a nest in your roof or inside the house. Local, family, veteran-owned and operated. 20% off your first service when you tell them Vinny sent you. Bugman, queenbee.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
7:50. Hi, Debbie Lazaga.
Hey there, Eric. Northbound on 4394, we are seeing delays now coming out of the Mitchell interchange right around the Plainfield curve up past Oklahoma Avenue. Then, once you make it through the Marquette, you're going to see delays from just north of Fond du Lac Avenue up to Locust, and more delays from Capitol Drive all the way up to Silver Spring. Southbound, backing up from before Good Hope Road, pretty much all the way down past, that would be Silver Spring. Southbound on 41, backing up from just about Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol to Burleigh. Northbound's got some backups as well from Mayfair Road all the way. Something keeps popping up in front of my face here. From Mayfair Road all the way up to about Hampton. I'm Debbie Lozga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Partly cloudy and humid. An evening storm is likely. Now, some of the weather today could be severe later this afternoon and into tonight. That's why they're canceling the night market tonight in Milwaukee. Because of that, so something to pay attention to. Tonight, showers and storms still early on through the overnight, then cloudy, a low of 63. For your Thursday, a morning sprinkle, then a clear sky, and a high of just 72, so it's going to cool off dramatically tomorrow. It can finally turn off the air conditioner tomorrow. Right now in Milwaukee, it's 75 degrees at 7:50. The forecast sponsored by Dave Drecamp Heating. Your comfort is their family's tradition.
Idea Man.
Like if I was going to get an exotic animal and you could legally do it and it could just be in your yard.
Innovator.
I'd want to just sit on my deck. I'd go grab a big crate of watermelons and I would fire them at hippos.
And Packers Hall of Famer.
And I just want to see the strength of that hippo. You know how you throw bread at pigeons? I'd want to do that with watermelons to hippos.
It's time for Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
Mark Tauscher on Wisconsin's Morning News. So Tausch, Telly picked up on this, and it seems odd to hear them say it. So we got the British Open coming up here in a couple of days, and Scotty Scheffler and others are talking about how winning tournaments is kind of not that great.
It's great to win tournaments. It's a lot of fun. Sometimes the feeling only lasts about 2 minutes, it seems like, when you're celebrating, and then it's like, okay, now you got to go do all this other stuff.
Then you got to go and just be a normal person again.
Got to do some laundry.
You got to be a husband and a dad again, and that's just not as cool. What did Xander say, Telly?
Yeah, so Xander was asked something about where does he keep his trophies, and he says, I have no idea, and a lot of them are at my parents' house, and he went on to say, look, me and my wife live a very simple life. And he says, quote, what am I going to do with it? I don't really invite people over to my house. Am I just going to go look at it myself? I don't want to walk into a trophy room like, look how great I am. I was just raised to think that way, and it's kind of stuck, unquote.
Yeah, I saw that Scotty Scheffler interview also, and I think you hear this a lot. And I know when we won the Super Bowl back in 2011, I think Aaron Rodgers was kind of in that same boat where he was like, "Is this it?" Because you start thinking about all of the work and the pain and the sacrifice that it takes to win a championship or to win a golf major or to be in the best of your field, and then 10 minutes later, people are asking you about repeating and asking you about next season. So it's so much work, so much pain, so much sacrifice for a great moment in your life. And that's what we're all looking for in life, right, is to have those big moments. But then it becomes a little overwhelming because you reset. And I think athletes are getting better and better at trying to kind of compartmentalize all of this stuff. But it is a really weird dynamic that you're chasing, and then you really can't enjoy all of it for an extended period of time until you're actually done playing. And then you can go and you see the 96 team does a bunch of Super Bowl stuff, and the Brewers of 82, even though they didn't win the championship, there's movies and things like that. So it's such a weird and interesting dynamic, and I think athletes have a hard time putting that into the vernacular, And I thought Scotty Scheffler kind of covered it really well in his presser yesterday.
But, Tausch, this is also comments coming from people that have won. I think it's much easier to say, oh, it's not that big of a deal because if you've never won it, you can't just say, I don't think winning the Masters is going to feel that great, so I'm not going to win it. So I think these are coming from winners. It's much easier to say it's not that big of a deal. Don't you agree?
No doubt about it. I mean, it's always easier when you're at the top and you're saying it,
right.
And then people could look. When you haven't gotten it, that's kind of a way of coping. That's more of a coping mechanism, maybe. But the overarching thing, and I think this is where you're talking. You're not talking about somebody that won one. Scotty, I think, has 3 majors. Rory, you kind of saw after he won the Masters, kind of almost let out a big exhale, like it was more of a relief. And I think for some guys and gals and people that win, it almost becomes sports is competition, it's joy, it's pain. And then there gets the point where you have so much expectation that winning isn't joyous. Winning, it becomes almost a relief. And that's the part that I think makes you almost a little bit sad, because you're sharing, if you're on a team, you're sharing all these moments. And if you've been so burdened, because I think Lamar Jackson's starting to feel that. I would bet Josh Allen is going to be feeling that. I'm sure Phil Mickelson, before he won that Masters, 10 or 11 years, and every storyline always was, can you finally win one? You have this great career going, but nobody really cared because you didn't get the big one. And even in that same respect, if you want to look at Favre and Rodgers, they got the one Super Bowl, and people still will talk about, well, they should have got more, and instead of enjoying that one. And I think that kind of comes back to the crux of what we're talking about.
That can be used in everyday life too for us commoners who aren't doing the crazy sports stuff. Just your everyday going to the store, just have, hey, I had a good day today. I got the sale that I wanted when I went and wanted to pick up 2 things for one at the local Ace Hardware. You know what I mean? Like,
then
go ahead.
In the same respect, Eric, you could think, man, I just went down to the local grocery store and I got this great deal on this produce, but your wife's like, yeah, I don't care about the produce. I wanted a pork loin, and you didn't get the pork loin. So here you think you're coming home as a grand champion, bringing all these melons home, and you didn't actually end up bringing what we really wanted home. And so this is kind of, I think, managing expectations is a big part of everything. And when you can continually look at things through the the rose-colored glasses, you're going to be a lot happier. But especially in athletics, that's just not how people are wired. And that's what makes them great, but it also makes them miserable, if that makes any sense.
Great stuff, man. Because it's always the people that have never won anything that are asking when you're going to win the next one.
Oh, of course, right?
Let me tell you something, man. Life is a heck of a lot easier behind a microphone and being the critiquer than it is the people being critiqued. I can assure you of that. We all know that.
Thank you, Tausch.
See ya.
Tausch, sponsored by Kohler Services and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. We got business headlines to get to here in Wisconsin's Morning News, sponsored by Horicon Bank. Together doing good. HoriconBank.com, the natural choice.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
A boutique hotel that's been in the works since 2020 could debut soon in downtown Milwaukee. The century-old Adams Building on North Jackson Avenue will be turned into a 40-room hotel, starting with 11 rooms in 3 to 4 months. Summerfest attendance was up by about 8% this year over last year, although it was still off a bit from 2023. On average, the festival saw about 67,000 fans per day, just over the per-day average for the last 11-day festival in 2019. A new ice cream shop may soon be on its way to New Berlin. Night Bite Ice Cream is planning its first dine-in brick-and-mortar location on West National Avenue after operating a food truck for the past several years. I'm Timothy Gibbons for MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
Doing banking differently since 1896. Greg Matzik here for Horicon Bank. Think about that for a second. Over 100 years of focus on the community and your business. At Horicon Bank, financing requests can be approved in days, not weeks, because your banker understands you and your business. And yes, Horicon Bank is expanding, but they've not lost that community-minded feel. I trust Horicon Bank. I've connected with Horicon Bank, and I invite you to do the same. It's Horicon Bank, truly the natural choice, member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Jim Token, representing the auto dealers of Metro Milwaukee. Did you know that Adam member dealers employ more than 6,500 people? Plus, Adam recently completed their 15th annual Feeding America Change Your Oil campaign. To date, Adam has donated over $953,000, which provided over 3.8 million meals. Start your next car search by finding an Adam member dealer at adam.com. That's ADAMM.com.
My overall experience with Gruber Law Offices has been phenomenal.
The treatment was excellent.
They will be supportive of you. They will listen to you.
It was a great experience knowing that I had people to help me.
I know I could count on them to do what I needed to get done.
Experience with Gruber was great.
They gave me my life back.
It was amazing.
He gets results.
We know how to win. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Gruber Law Offices had my best interests at heart.
Hey, Ripon, big news! Tyson's is opening this fall. Shop trusted brand names for home, farm, auto, pet, tools, and home improvement all in one place. And count on personal customer first service every time you walk in. Check us out at Tysons.com.
When you breathe well, you live better. Find out more at AdventKnows.com.
Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
.801, I'm Erik Bilstad. This is Wisconsin's Morning News for Wednesday, July 16th. Our top story, an urgent search in Sheboygan.
I'm Telly Hughes, breaking rank in Washington.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Got a broken down vehicle eastbound 94 right in the stadium interchange. It luckily is off on the right shoulder, but it's enough to start making for some delays. We got backups from 76th Street all the way through. Westbound's backing up now 27th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Back on the brakes from 92nd Street through the zoo into Waukesha County. Another backup heading past Calhoun as well. Southbound 41 backing up from Appleton Avenue down past Capitol. Northbound slow from Mayfair up to Hampton. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Keep an eye on the weather this afternoon and into this evening. Storms are likely. Some could pack a punch. A high of 87 today. Tonight, the showers and storms early on, otherwise cloudy, a low of 63. Things really cool down tomorrow, just a high of 72 on Thursday. Right now, 78 at 8:02. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, recovery operations are resuming this morning to find a 13-year-old boy at a quarry in Sheboygan.
Fire and rescue teams were called just after 2 o'clock Tuesday afternoon to J.C. Quarry Park for a person who was struggling in the water. The Sheboygan fire chief tells WTMJ witnesses on the scene say the boy jumped into the water, started to struggle, and went under. The Milwaukee Fire Department and Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources provided sonars to help in the search. The search was called off late Tuesday due to visibility issues. The recovery operations will continue this morning. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Strong words from the judge in the case of a man accused of killing his child. 35-year-old Ralph Taylor faces 2 felonies, including first-degree intentional homicide in the death of his 4-year-old son. Judge Barry Phillips at Taylor's appearance in court.
If these allegations are true, you are a baby killer. And the only thing worse than a baby killer is a person that kills their own baby.
Taylor's bond is set at $250,000. The child's mother, Cassandra Taylor, is also charged with felony child neglect causing death.
The Milwaukee County Transit System gets another new leader as the organization navigates a growing list of issues.
Steve Fuentes will be the next president and CEO of MCTS, making him the 5th person since 2023 to hold the position for any period of time. MCTS dealing with an almost $11 million budget deficit and is now facing an audit from the Milwaukee Milwaukee County Comptroller. Prior interim leader Sandra Kellner admitting earlier this month,
in this instance, we did not meet our own standards.
The union representing bus drivers and mechanics has also voted to authorize a strike, which could be called at any time. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Although President Trump doesn't want to talk about Jeffrey Epstein, many of his supporters in Congress are demanding answers and accusing Trump's Justice Department of breaking a promise to release everything in the government's files about Jeffrey Epstein's crimes. ABC's Jonathan Carl.
In a rare break with the president, Speaker of the House Mike Johnson said on a podcast that he'd like to see the administration, quote, put everything out there and let the people decide. He says Attorney General Bondi should explain her inconsistent statements.
She needs to come forward and explain that to everybody. I like Pam. I think she's done a good job.
Meanwhile, a growing number of rank-and-file Republicans say they just don't believe what the Trump administration is saying about Epstein.
Some Trump supporters are also calling for the Attorney General's resignation.
An arrest has been made in connection with the shooting deaths of a music supervisor for American Idol and her husband. Robin Kay and Thomas DeLuca were found in their home in Encino, California earlier this week, gunshot wounds to the head. Neighbor Amy Fagan says there was an attempted break-in at that same home a few days earlier.
My renter saw somebody hopping the fence, but that was back on Thursday. She called 911.
Police have not said whether or not they believe there's a connection in these cases. No details on the suspect or a possible motive.
Also in L.A., 2,000 National Guard members are going home after being deployed to the city for a month. News Nation's Nick Smith.
They were part of the 4,000 Guard members responding to protests over federal immigration raids. The troops were tasked with protecting federal buildings and federal agents during enforcement operations. About 2,000 Guard members and 700 Marines will remain in L.A., but state and local officials are considering the withdrawal a win. There's a legal case about the troops' deployment working its way through the courts.
Homeland Security won't release figures on how many protesters were arrested.
Coming up, another town is fighting back against unruly tourists.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 8:06.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here. When and how you take Social Security could mean the difference of tens of thousands of dollars over your retirement. Do you have a strategy to get the most from your benefits? The team at Drake & Associates does. Since 2002, they've been guiding good people to make great decisions about their retirement, using their comprehensive retirement roadmap to maximize Social Security and optimize retirement income. And right now, they're offering a complimentary retirement toolkit. It includes Tony Drake's book, Get Retirement Ready, plus 5 essential guides to help you make informed decisions. To claim yours, call or text Drake to 414-400-4692. Again, that's Drake to 414-400-4692. Don't leave your retirement to chance.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 8:07.
No market tonight in Milwaukee. The Milwaukee night market canceled because of concerns related to the severe weather in our forecast. It'll be rescheduled for October.
Gearing up for this weekend's Air and Water Show on Milwaukee's lakefront, Waterstone Bank Air and Water Show President Paul Rogers tells WTMJ.
Again, they're going to be thrilling the fans at the lakefront with their precision maneuvers. The Navy Blue Angels are well known throughout the world. And, of course, that's not all we have. We have their C-130 Fat Albert and a host of other air show performers, including the F-22 Raptor demonstration team by the U.S. Air Force.
This is the 4th time the Blue Angels are headlining the show since 2017.
A famous Italian town is clamping down on tourists' behavior.
Frustrated at how visitors behave, the charming seaside town of Portofino has brought in a new dress code and more. As of yesterday, tourists are no longer allowed to walk barefoot, topless or in swimwear through the Italian Riviera town. Drinking in the street is also banned, as is sitting or lying on public paths, walls and parks. Portofino has a year-round population of just 400, but sees an influx of 100,000 visitors each year. Elaine Cobb, CBS News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 8:09.
James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. JamesImaging.com.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. When Tri-City National Bank decided to optimize their print output strategy, they needed a resource with the expertise to recommend a solution. CIO Robert Prang.
And James helped us with that analysis of what our print consumption was and what we were doing.
The outcome of the James Imaging Systems Managed Print Services recommendation?
We ended up reducing down to about 97 total printers and copiers from 197.
The impact on your print output?
We eliminated over 500,000 pages a month of output that we figured out we really didn't need.
Month after month, that adds up to savings and value.
Oh, tons of value. Those numbers add up even when it's only a penny or so per page.
Managed Print Services from James Imaging Systems. AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, and digital transformation. To learn more, visit jamesimaging.com.
WTMJ, Steve Scafidi here. Will rates go up or down? We'll know more on July 30th. That's when the Fed announces its next rate decision. Join Annex Wealth Management's chief economist, Dr. Brian Jacobson, for Instant Insight at 3 p.m. on July 30th. Instant Insight is when Annex goes live after important announcements like the Fed's announcement to help explain what it means for you and your money. When it comes to your financial future, a bit of expert insight could help you understand what's going on. Register now at WTMJ.com or events at AnnexWealth.com. July 30th at 3 p.m. live after the Fed announcement.
Are you or a loved one facing addiction? The Wisconsin Addiction Recovery Helpline offers free and confidential support 24/7. Powered by 211 Wisconsin, local trained specialists can help connect you with local service providers for treatment, peer support, harm reduction tools, and more. Call 211, text your zip code to 898-211, or chat at 211wisconsin.org. Help is waiting. Sponsored by United Way of Wisconsin.
8:11, happy hump day to you, Debbie Lazago.
Happy hump day. Westbound on 94, got some backups from 27th Street heading through the stadium interchange. Watch out for delays. We got a broken down vehicle off on the right shoulder as well as you're making your way eastbound through the stadium interchange as well. Those delays start around 76th. Northbound 43, slowing from north of Capitol Drive all the way up to Bender Road. Southbound slow from Good Hope Road down past Silver Spring. Southbound 41, slowing from Good Hope Road down to Capitol Drive with the northbound side heavy from Mayfair Road all the way up to about Hampton. And then westbound 94, a little bit more of a backup from 92nd Street all the way through to about Sunny Slope Road. Back on the brakes from Moreland Road past Calhoun. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Your forecast here, sponsored by Big Fish Contracting. Visit bigfishcontracting.com to see how they're renovating homes and redeeming an industry. For today, humid again. There's a chance for some storms this afternoon into this evening. Some of them could be severe, so keep an eye on that. A high of 87. Tonight, showers and storms are going to end early on through the overnight, then cloudy, a low of 63. Cools off dramatically tomorrow. Just a sprinkle in the morning, then clear sky, a high of 72. Friday, sunny, a high of 74. Right now, at 8:12, it's 78.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Erik Bilstad.
Erik along with Telly Hughes in for Vince Vitrano. A lot we've been covering today in Washington, including a spending cuts bill that was passed. At least the first stage was passed in the Senate on Tuesday. Of course, all the Jeffrey Epstein stuff that is continuing to fester in Washington. And then there, of course, is the war in Ukraine. President is pledging more weapons for Ukraine, including Patriot air defense systems. President Trump also threatening additional sanctions on Russia. Now, will any of this work? There's also a U.S.-imposed deadline for peace talks there now. Here's what Russian Foreign Minister Andrei Korzarev is saying. He used to work under Boris Yeltsin.
The words will not stop him, and he already, and his foreign minister Lavrov, already openly mocking the situation, the United States, and openly continue and insist on bombing Ukraine.
And continue to bomb Ukraine. They've been doing so overnight again in 4 Ukrainian cities. So what happens now? Are we being mocked by the Russians after this latest announcement of possible sanctions? Joining us from CBS is military consultant Jeff McCausland, our friend on this type of conversation. We always go to Jeff to get his take on it. Jeff, good morning.
Eric, good morning to you.
Okay, so we have a deadline that has been announced, 50 days from the White House. We have more possible tariffs and sanctions. Where do we go from here? Do we expect anything different from Russia?
Well, I really doubt we do, frankly. I think Mr. Kozyrev has got it about right. And the immediate response to Mr. Trump's announcement was that the Russians just outright rejected it. We even saw the Russian markets go up about 2% in the aftermath of the speech, so they don't seem terribly concerned about impending sanctions. And the Russians have insisted to say that they want to address the root causes of the war before they negotiate. For them, that would be outright rejection of Ukraine entering NATO, Ukraine giving up territory, the Kozyrev government, the Zelensky government being pushed out, very severe limitations on the Ukrainian military, in essence making Ukraine into a puppet state, and that's when they will, in fact, negotiate. So at the moment, at least, by their remarks, whether it's President Putin, his foreign minister, his defense minister, or other spokesmen in Moscow, it doesn't seem they are embracing the notion of moving towards negotiations.
We saw President Trump do an about-face and really go back against everything that he was going for before. And with you saying that Russia really doesn't care about these new sanctions and they just basically going to take their business and start doing more trading with China and other countries, what's the next step? What do you predict President Trump does in terms of the war as well as repairing some of these relationships?
Well, I think a couple things need to watch. One is what weapons are actually transferred. We know it's going to be Patriot, but we don't know how much, how fast, and what other weapons, particularly longer-range systems that might be transferred to Ukraine. Are we also going to continue to provide them a steady supply, particularly of things like 155 artillery ammo? Second of all, will these sanctions go into place? Mr. Trump gave Putin 50 days. I don't know what's magic about 50 days, except you basically then push the whole thing into September, which means right now the Russians can do pretty much whatever they want to do in what's considered to be the best campaigning season during the summer. So they might push as hard as they can, and then on the 49th day say, oh, okay, we'll in fact negotiate.
Right.
Or they might believe, based on Mr. Trump's previous actions, that he might kick that can down the road and extend that deadline if they made a few positive comments later on in the next few weeks.
No, the president has threatened countries that are doing business with Russia with 100% tariffs if they continue to buy exports from Russia, that type of thing. I thought we already talked about this. I thought this was something that had come up when this war first began, Jeff, that there was going to be pressure put on companies and businesses that continued to work with Russia.
That has been talked about, but these type of secondary sanctions. So these would be sanctions really against China, India, Brazil, who import huge amounts of oil and natural gas. Probably 70% of all Russian oil and natural gas exports go to those particular countries, and that's a huge portion of Russian revenue. So this would circumscribe the Russian economy greatly. The Russians have been very creative, I think, in many ways, in avoiding all the direct sanctions to a large degree. But at the same time, the Russian economy is suffering. We know right now interest rates in Russia are running over 9%, inflation rates over 20%, and a lot of their cash reserves that they had at the onset of this conflict have all been burned up.
Jeff, now to the story that just won't go away, the Epstein files. Everyone wants these to be released, and President Trump is saying, hey, we need to move on. And to me, it's just extremely weird because President Trump comes out and says that he wants Pam Bondi to release credible information. Now, he has been briefed on these files, and he knows what's in them. And he's saying that he wants her to release the credible part. To me, that sounds like he just wants her to release the things that doesn't include himself. But I could be wrong. And where do you think this is going to go? Because it doesn't seem like it's just going to fade away.
Well, this isn't exactly my lane. I'm a national security guy, but I will have to say I worked in Washington a lot. And if the President of the United States, I don't care who it was, wanted these particular kind of documents released, they'd be released. So saying, well, I'm going to leave it up to the Attorney General is almost kind of a joke. And so it does suggest, as you were saying, that there's something there. Every time you say, well, it's up to her, I don't really care, and she says no, it just drags this on. You're dying the death of 1,000 cuts, which brings up the question of who has more willpower, Mr. Trump hoping this goes away, or the American people and politicians that are demanding more transparency.
Jeff McCausland, CBS military consultant. Thank you, as always, for your time.
Thank you.
8:19. Yeah, so that story, one thing we should point out there is that there's the House Speaker is weighing in on the Epstein thing. Lawmakers, Republicans and Democrats, are also weighing in on the Epstein thing. So that's one of those stories that isn't necessarily just being brought up by pundits on the cable news channel.
Yes.
That's being discussed on Capitol Hill as well.
And Jeff makes a great point, and that is if the president wants these files to be released, they would be released, especially if it's going to clear his own name.
Can we do this? Is it possible, Greg? Can we try to dip in? And we want to go live to Sheboygan. They've been searching for a missing 13-year-old boy. Okay, it looks like we're not. It looks like they're just wrapping that up. So the fire chief there just held an update on the search for this missing 13-year-old who went missing in the water on a Tuesday evening. They've been searching in a quarry in Sheboygan for this child. And they're going to provide an update as they continued the search this morning. They stopped last night just because of visibility issues. And obviously, it's very concerning that they still have not found him. It's becoming a search and recovery effort now, it would appear. So at this point, no word on if they have found him. And it looks like they're continuing to look. But it looks like it's going to be very difficult just given the circumstance and given the amount of water that they're searching in, the depth and that type of thing. So we'll give you an update on that missing 13-year-old and see if we can get some more details from the fire chief here coming up at 8:30. 8:21, we got to check the roads. Hi, Debbie Lazaga.
Hello, Eric. We've got some delays right now on eastbound 94 heading through the stadium interchange. It's a broken down vehicle off on the right shoulder. That seems to be causing folks to go, hey, what's that? We've also got a crash at the ramp from 68th Street off on the left shoulder, so just keep it in mind. We've got delays from 84th Street past that point. Westbound, everybody's slowing down basically from 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard, typical stuff. And then you're back on the brakes heading through the Zoo interchange into Waukesha County. Southbound 43 backing up from Good Hope Road all the way down to about Hampton. Northbound's backed up from Capitol Drive up past Bender Road. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Progressive's Teen Driver Discount could lower the cost of insurance for your teenager and save you some money. And then you can still spend money on them. Because just when you think you have a grasp on spending, new sneakers. And then it's money for a school field trip. And of course, spending money. Oh yeah, and a new phone to replace the one they dropped in the toilet. Oh, don't remind me. So just get Progressive's Teen Driver Discount. And then you can continue to spend money on them endlessly. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discount not available in all states and subject to terms and conditions.
All right, Takis fans. Wendy's knows you love your Takis Fuego chips. So we thought, why not make a Takis Fuego meal with a Takis Fuego chicken sandwich with spicy chicken topped with crushed Takis Fuego chips and creamy corn spread. Plus, it comes with Fuego fries inspired by Takis and a bag of Takis Fuego chips. If we had any more heat, we might start an actual... I told him this would happen. For an intense new take on Takis chips, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Includes 1 ounce Takis Fuego chips while supplies last. Takis and Fuego trademarks are used under license.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for QC Kinetics. You see the forecast. You see how nice and cool and comfortable it's going to be the next couple of days. After today, anyway. Thursday, the high is 72. Friday, the high is 74. And you're like, yeah, I'm going to get back out there. Going to start doing the exercising, maybe even play golf or do something like that. But then it reminds you that, oh, yeah, my shoulder still hurts or the hip. Or those knees continue to bark, and you're like, I can't do that because I don't want the surgery. I don't want to keep taking drugs all the time, so I'm not going to go do the things I love. Well, there is another way. It's calling QC Kinetics, leaders in regenerative medicine, using treatments like advanced cellular therapy and platelet-rich plasma, and it's all designed to actually help your body heal itself. The time is now. Call QC Kinetics. You're not agreeing to anything by calling them. You call them and you can have yourself a conversation. You can sit down and meet them face-to-face and talk to Dr. Justine and figure out if it's going to work. 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. They're helping people just like you in Southeast Wisconsin. Call today. Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474.
Classic feeling. Your home is failing. Windows are old, roof looks horrible, siding is distressed. Even your front door fights you on everything. Hi, I'm Erik Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, and I will be on the Fix It Show this Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. 1 hour where you get to call in and ask about your failing home and how the professionals at Siding Unlimited can help you. Can't wait until Saturday? Bring your pictures to our Siding Unlimited showroom and let's chat. Start your home updating journey with Siding Unlimited at sidingunlimited.com.
Hey, this is WTMJ's Steve Scavidi here to talk about my brand new show, WTMJ Outdoors. We love the outdoors in the great state of Wisconsin and beyond. We're going to talk with outdoors experts, bicycling, resort owners, rock climbers, hunting and fishing, camping, all things Wisconsin outdoors. Join us every Saturday, 2 to 3, right here on 620 WTMJ.
It's WTMJ Outdoors, presented by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
An update on Wisconsin's morning news for a story we told you first on Tuesday. The final beam, remember this at the museum? Milwaukee Public Museum, of course, is moving to its new location closer to Fiserv Forum. And we told you about the final beam that was going to be placed on Tuesday afternoon. The final beam would be put in place and everyone would sign it. It would be a symbolic moment.
Huge milestone.
That's Ellen Sensky, the president and CEO. She joined us around this time yesterday on the program. It was a huge milestone. It'd be the final beam raised. It would show that all of the work done going vertical would be completed. They'd be finishing up some of the outside, then moving to all the inside work.
The museum should be enclosed, so it will look like those bluffs out to the west of us. So by the end of the year, we'll also be doing inside work as all of that takes place.
Sure.
Then we'll go in full force on the inside work with exhibits being installed towards the end of next year, so 26, with the planned opening for sometime in the first half of 2027.
Yeah, so on Tuesday afternoon, they had this beam raising, talked about it, and they were signing the beam. It was painted white. It has the logo of the new museum on it. It's kind of neat looking. The mayor was there. A lot of VIPs. I think the county executive was there too. So they all signed it. And then there was the raising of this beam. And they brought it up by a crane to the 5th floor of this new facility. It looked gorgeous. And then TMJ4 News with the video. Yeah, they dropped the beam.
That was not planned.
They dropped the beam on top of the roof. Now, no one's hurt. Museum says everyone's fine, and it's everything's okay. It's not. There's no controversy here, but the crane basically was lifting up this giant steel beam in the center. It had like one rope tied around the middle of it, and it just kind of like leaned one side and just fell. It fell on top of the roof. And it's going to go where it needs to go, and the milestone is still complete.
Yeah,
but not what you were expecting to see when you were watching the crane lift there.
But the most important thing you said, Erik, was no one was hurt. So that was the great thing, but it did seem weird because once it was being lowered, you could see it start to tilt, and it was like, uh-oh, this is not right. And then there was no way to kind of salvage it. And again, thankfully, I mean, because those things got to weigh a couple of tons or something.
Oh, yeah. It was, to you and me, the layman, we thought it looked a little interesting to have just one strap around the center. But we're just laymen. We're not construction guys.
Hey, look, I have never been OSHA certified.
Right.
So, I'm just saying from just the naked eye, it didn't seem right. That's all.
Well, in any event, congratulations to the museum as they get that step done. They're closer to completion. It'll be a big year in 2026 before that big opening in 2027.
It's about better sleep, fewer headaches, overall better health. Yes, but many people start going to the chiropractor because their back hurts. Vince Vetrano here, joined by my doc at Connect Chiropractic, Dr. Alex Young. That was it for me, Doc. Neck, back, shoulder, some of the more traditional reasons that people seek out care with your office.
Absolutely. A lot of people come to us when that fire alarm in their body's going off, when they have all those aches and pains. But we want to make sure that we see you before that fire alarm goes off.
So one of my fellow patients is with us today as well. Selena is here. And Selena, before you came to Connect Chiropractic, you were having a tough time with your back, actually for years. What was going on?
Yeah, so it would make me dread getting out of bed. I would be not physically active. Tried soccer, tried cheerleading. Got exhausted really fast. Couldn't do it because the pain really hurt. And then eventually it's just kind of made me just never want to move.
Oh, that's not a good story. But we have a great ending. So you sought out care with Connect Chiropractic. Tell me what you're able to do now that you weren't before.
Yeah, so recently I actually took up running on the treadmill, which is like a huge experience.
So you went from not being able to get out of bed to now running on the treadmill.
Yep, and actually wanting to be active, go do more activities, more summer activities especially.
That's amazing. So, Doc, Selena also mentioned sticking with the program, long-term consistency. I've realized that in my care as well. What are we, 2.5 years in or so?
Yeah.
And maintaining that progress that you gain.
Absolutely. It doesn't happen overnight, and once you get there, you just like your house, just like your car, you have to do some maintenance to it if you want to keep it in good shape. So once we put that fire out, once we put that fire alarm out, we're going to work on rebuilding that house, getting you back to where you want to be, and then our goal is to maintain that wellness.
As always, it's no twisting, no cracking, no popping. You use that special tool to make the adjustments?
Absolutely. Very gentle, very specific. We use that tool to make all the adjustments once you start walking all the way up to your great-great-grandma.
Connect Chiropractic in Wauwatosa, Delafield, and now Oak Creek. Get started online anytime at Go Connect Chiro. That's GoConnectChiro.com.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Wholesale inflation in the U.S. cooled last month. The Labor Department reporting producer prices were unchanged in June from May and up 2.3% from last year at this time. The report comes a day after the Labor Department also reported that consumer prices rose last month by 2.7%. The biggest year-over-year increase since February. There is a vote expected today in the Senate on clawing back billions of dollars. It's already been approved by Congress for public health and public broadcasting. An American Idol executive and her husband found shot to death in the Los Angeles home. A suspected burglar under arrest, says LAPD Lieutenant Guy Golan.
The motive is unknown. We're still looking into whether he has any type of relationship with the victims. Right now, it is an apparent random attack. The house did not appear to be ransacked.
Surveillance shows the suspect entering the home last week. This is ABC News.
Well, we got eastbound 94 with an accident right about at 68th Street. If it hasn't already been cleared up, it should be any time now. So we got delays from 84th Street to Holly Road. Westbound on 94 backing up a bit from about 27th Street all the way through to Mitchell Boulevard. Back on the brakes from the Zoo all the way to Sunny Slope Road. And again, heading past Moreland Road towards Calhoun. We've got southbound 43 backing up a bit from Good Hope Road down past Silver Spring. Northbound heavy from north of Capitol Drive all the way up to Bender Road. And southbound 41, you're looking at delays from Good Hope Road down to Capitol Drive. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Humid today with a chance for storms later on this afternoon into this evening. Some of those could be strong to severe. The high today, 87. Tonight, a low of 63 with that rain ending. Thursday looks to be cooler, a high of just 72 tomorrow. Right now, 78 at 8:32. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a recovery effort now underway at a quarry in Sheboygan. Crews have been canvassing the JC Quarry all morning after a 13-year-old boy disappeared while swimming there on Tuesday. The fire chief, Erik Montiano, just moments ago this morning.
It is a time-consuming, labor-intensive ordeal, but we'll do the best we can to try to see if we can get some closure for the family.
Yeah, the quarry believed to be 30 to 40 feet deep in that area of the search, and they have limited visibility, of course, because it is water in a quarry. Again, they continue to look.
A woman is dead after being caught in the crossfire of a shooting in Racine. Police responded Tuesday morning to shots fired near 11th and Washington. Racine Police Chief Alexander Ramirez says the woman was an innocent victim of gun violence.
What I'm saying to those individuals that like to use these guns as toys or some sort of way to settle argument, we're going to find you. We're going to prosecute you. And if you're found guilty, you're going to go to jail. It's simple as that.
Police are still looking for suspects.
The official cause of death for South Dakota State football player Nate White has now been made public. He's a 20-year-old Milwaukee native. He was found unresponsive at his home in South Dakota late last month. Now, the city of Brookings, the police there say White died from a sudden medical event that affected his breathing and his heart, ruling his death natural with no signs of foul play.
The Milwaukee night market has been canceled tonight over concerns related to severe weather this evening. Organizers say the market will be rescheduled for October 1st. The next night market will be held on Wisconsin Avenue August 13th. Your complete WTMJ 5-day forecast coming up shortly.
Residents in Franklin are being made aware of a data breach against the city's network nearly a year after it happened. Mayor John Nelson says an unauthorized third party attempted to access the city's network last August. The mayor says there's no indication personal data was leaked, but a letter sent to residents indicates certain sensitive information could have been exposed.
The 69-year-old woman recovering from a bear attack in Barron County over the weekend isn't the only person bears have targeted in our state recently.
In the last 10 months, black bears in Wisconsin have attacked and seriously injured at least 2 people. Andy Try is a bear expert with the Minnesota DNR. He tells us the bear population is growing, and the animals are calling more places home.
Part of it is that bear range has expanded in the Great Lakes states fairly dramatically over the last 20 years or so. We have bears in the northern lower peninsula, we have bears showing up in southern Wisconsin, and we have bears pushing into the Dakotas now.
Despite the increase in bears and their expanded range, attacks on people are still rare.
It's just a handful of things where somebody's injured.
Jessica Tai, WTMJ News.
News about your money, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management market update. Right now, as the markets are now open, the bell has rung. The Dow is up 183 to 44,206. The NASDAQ up 7 to 2684, and the S&P is up 11 to 6255. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 8:35.
Traffic is sponsored by Richlands Tire and Service Center.
Richlands Tire and Service Centers. 5 locations and all easy to find. Visit richlands.com when you're due for service.
Hi, this is Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas. And you know, I'm a consumer just like you. And my ears perk up for pain relief messages just like you. But some of these ads...
Since I started taking this natural supplement, within weeks, my pain is completely gone.
I mean, come on. Give me a break. The truth is, there are imbalances in your body causing your pain. And there's physical therapy, which we are highly skilled at, that can improve imbalances. And there are alternative pain solutions. But not all of them are proven, safe, effective, or affordable. At Rejuvenex, the effectiveness of Toradol joined with hyaluronic acid has been proven. Our treatments are affordable, FDA approved, safe, and they're powerful medicines. They calm inflammation and cushion joints, and they can make your pain go away.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
It doesn't get any headlines just to be silently good. Big Fish Contracting, we say renovating homes, redeeming an industry.
It's so much more than just, okay, we're replacing your roof.
We're not only educating homeowners, but we're getting to know them and allowing them an opportunity to get to know us. I mean, there's just such beauty in it, you know? If anyone is considering reaching out to us,
or you can check us out on our website, bigfishcontracting.com.
It's Gina Della. You've heard me define what makes Pella Windows and Doors different. Let me introduce you to the woman behind the billboards, commercials, and share my extraordinary journey of resilience, reinvention, and shattering glass ceilings every Saturday morning at 6:30 on 620 WTMJ and anywhere you stream podcasts for What's the Difference with Gina Della to discuss business coaching across all industries, featuring successful executives, entrepreneurs, and mentors along the way. This is a story you won't want to miss.
Big day today for Sotheby's. Sotheby's holding an auction. And among the items being auctioned off include...
We are selling the largest piece of Mars on Earth.
That is Cassandra Haddon. They are selling the largest piece of Mars currently on the planet.
This is a massive 54-pound Martian meteorite that landed in the middle of the Sahara Desert.
Yeah. So it's here now, and they want to have someone buy it.
This Martian meteorite is the largest piece of Mars we have ever found by a long shot. So it's more than double the size of what we previously thought was the largest piece of Mars.
So any idea how much they're expecting to make or sell this for, this piece of rock? Do you even want to venture a guess?
I'm going to say they are hoping to get, probably $800,000 to $1 million, hopefully.
Massive Mars rock from outer space could fetch up to $4 million at the auction. They're opening up the bidding at 1.6.
Wow.
Yes.
I have realized when you hear something like that and it sounds strange, but it really isn't, because there must be a market for that. I don't think they just woke up and said, we're going to start at 1.4.
I mean, you could make the argument, though, and there are none of these on the planet. So think about it in that regard. Okay, so how did we get it, right? That's the question that some people have asked. So wait a minute, how are we getting a chunk of Mars? This isn't unprecedented. So they believe that this 54-pound meteorite was blown off the surface of the red planet by another asteroid before it then got caught up and shot over here.
It was ejected from the red planet, likely from a massive asteroid strike.
Yeah, and then it got banked like a pool shot over to Earth, landed here in the desert. So now Sotheby's is auctioning it off. We'll see. $4 million. Boy, you must have just enough money to throw around.
I mean, between trying to get $4 million for a rock from Mars and trying to get $20,000 for a boat here in Milwaukee that doesn't work, I don't know.
All kinds of auctions.
Yes.
What do you do with it? Would you touch it? Would you actually want your oily fingers touching the Mars rock?
Oh, gosh.
Do you study it?
Yeah, what do you do once it's in your possession?
Split it open and let whatever's in there out.
Let it ooze out, huh, Debbie?
The aliens that are inside, yeah.
What could possibly go wrong?
That'll be fine.
Or do you invite people over and charge them to take pictures next to your rock from Mars that you are the only one that possess on this planet?
$4 million less, though, in your bank account. We'll see. The auction is today. All right, Debbie Lasga. You Martian fearer, you.
Maybe that's a tax write-off, Debbie. We need to look into that.
See, that might make it worth it, All right. Well, southbound on 41, it is going to be backed up from just before Appleton Avenue all the way down to Capitol Drive. The northbound side's also heavy from just north of Watertown Plank Road, pretty much all the way up past Capitol. Southbound 43, your usual backups from just north of Good Hope Road down towards Bender Road. Northbound actually looking okay, a little bit tight right around that Silver Spring area up to Bender Road. Westbound 94, we got delays from about 30th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. More delays from Highway 100 to about Elm Grove Road. Eastbound's backed up from the Zoo Interchange to about Hawley Road. Other than that, we're actually looking okay. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Are you struggling with stubborn weight gain during perimenopause or menopause? It's not your fault. Your changing hormones are forcing your body to store fat, no matter how little you eat or how much you exercise. But there's hope. The Milwaukee Weight Loss Proprietary Natural Program helps restore your metabolism and reset your hormonal balance so you can finally lose the weight and keep it off. No counting calories, no prepackaged meals, no injections, just real results. Join thousands of women who've discovered how to lose 10 to 20% of their body weight in just 8 weeks to feel like themselves again. Visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scafidi. I dropped 40 pounds with Milwaukee Weight Loss. No crazy workouts, no meal kits or shakes. They helped reset my metabolism, and the weights actually stayed off. It's been a game changer for me. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. Schedule your free consultation today by calling 262-393-2334. or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
It's our first ever hassleless mattress tent sale, Thursday through Monday only in Greenfield. We're decimating prices on over 500 brand new, overstock, floor model, and clearance mattresses. Save 20 to 70% on brand names like Beautyrest, Sealy Posturepedic, and more. And we'll help you load up your mattress so you can take it home today. Look, at this point, we're not making money, we're making friends. So, friend, come see us this weekend at the first ever hassleless mattress tent sale at the corner of Layton and 77th in Greenfield.
Attention small business owners and hiring managers. Hidden potential is easy to miss without the right tools. Telexis, an LAK Group company, will help you discover who's ready to excel. Research-backed assessment solutions deliver objective insights for smarter hiring and stronger leadership development. Using these tools, a global tech manufacturer is now hiring more top performers and reducing hiring costs by over 30%. Visit transformingcareers.com to learn more.
Viking, dedicated to creating travel experiences for the thinking person, with programs designed for cultural enrichment on board and on shore. Discover more at Viking.com.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Brewers 360, sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited and Big Fish Contracting. 8:44. Jeff Levering usually joins us on a Wednesday, but we're giving him the day.
Yeah.
Told him, hey, buddy.
Broadcasters need a little break too, right?
he works plenty hard. We're giving him the day on this now becoming the slowest. Is this right? Is today the slowest day in sports? Because tomorrow the British Open starts up.
Right. Yeah. So, I think this would be considered that unless you're really big into summer league action. But there's no baseball games today. And I believe everyone starts back on Friday. I know the Brewers start back on Friday in Los Angeles, but I don't know if there are any Thursday games. Sometimes they'll have like a handful of them. But last night, you got all the entertainment you need down in Atlanta for the first time ever. The MLB All-Star Game was won with a swing-off. It's kind of like penalty shots in hockey or soccer, except the three chosen players were picked prior to the game to get three swings to hit as many home runs as possible if the game were to be tied at the end of 9 innings, which it was last night in Atlanta. CBS's Stacey Lynn reports on how this remarkable ending all unfolded.
It was an epic home run derby tiebreaker. The teams had to pick three players to each take three swings, and Philly slugger Kyle Schwarber homered on all three of his shots, as heard on Fox.
With the hat trick, look out, Chop House! National League takes the lead 4-3.
National League manager Dave Roberts.
It was a lot of fun, and the cool thing is that we got to see the players were all into it too.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
Give Atlanta a lot of credit. They did a great job hosting it. Eric, did you see how MLB honored the late, great Hank Aaron in the 6th inning?
That was different.
It was very different, almost a little creepy, but but Major League Baseball recreated Aaron's record-breaking 715th home run on the infield with projection mapping and pyrotechnics that showed the scene from the old Atlanta Fulton County Stadium on April 8th, 1974. Of course, that's when the Hall of Famer broke Babe Ruth's all-time home run record, and just like AmFam Field and County Stadium used to be. Yeah. That's how Fulton County Stadium used to be to their old ballpark. They just now moved out to Truist Park, which is a little out. So a lot of memories there. Great there. And a lot of memories were made last night by the Brewers representatives who made very impressive all-star debuts. Trevor McGill faced one batter in the top of the 7th and got Cleveland's Stephen Kwan the ground out. The Miz, Jacob Mizorowski's much anticipated and highly debated debut came in the top of the 8th inning. The Miz faced 4 batters and gave up 1 hit in 1 inning of work, and now is back to the real thing. Exhibition play is over. The Crew will kick off the second half of their regular season Friday night in Los Angeles with 3 against the Dodgers. The Brewers trail the Cubs by 1 game for the top spot in the Central. And from L.A., they will continue out west. I think there's 3 against Seattle before returning home.
When they first started doing it years ago, I never really took to the let's talk to the managers and the players during the game thing. That happens more and more all the time now. But I have to admit, I really enjoyed when they talked to the pitchers last night. They had the pitchers and the catchers mic'd up.
Yeah.
And some of them were working harder than others and just can't do both. But Clayton Kershaw, I'm a fan, man. Just hearing him talk and laugh and enjoy it, and almost switching pitches while he was talking to the broadcasters in the second inning.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's cool to see them joysticking as they're playing the game.
Yeah, listen, I'm a former pitcher, and you talk to yourself so much where it was just probably natural for him to just let all these thoughts out while he's actually doing his thing. But just like yourself at first, and I'm in the business, I used to think, this is just pointless. These managers don't want to do these. Right. These players don't want to talk.
They totally don't.
But give Major League Baseball a lot of credit for getting everyone really excited about doing these things and more engaged because they see the effect it has on fans, just like yourself. You said, man, that's pretty cool to hear what they're thinking and how they process the game in real time.
Well, so Kershaw yesterday goes, well, I think he's probably going to have me throw him a slider. And he goes, oh, nope, I guess another curve. And then he threw it and struck him out. He's like, I guess he made the right call there.
That's awesome.
And then I think at one point, I want to say they even tried to tell him what pitch to throw. The broadcasters did, and he dirted it, he threw it into the ground. He's like, I need more time to process that.
No, that is cool stuff. Again, to just get real time and real thoughts and for them to be able to, multitask like that. Yeah. Like you said, there are some people that just may be so focused, and I'm sure there's still a bunch of them because they usually only mic 1 or 2 people. So, right. I mean, the rest of them may be that way or may have turned it down. So kudos to the players that agree to do this and give fans that insight into what's really going on in real time.
Really honed it. They made that something that's actually viewable now.
Yes.
8:50. We got to get to those roads again. Brewers 360 is always sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited and Big Fish Contracting. They're back at it Friday night, Debbie Lazaga.
All right, then. Eastbound 94, we do have some delays coming in from about 84th Street to the Stadium Interchange. A little bit more of a backup past the Marquette heading towards Lincoln Memorial Drive, so just in case you're heading through there, you might see a little bit of a backup there. Westbound 94 is backing up from 25th Street to about Hawley Road. Southbound 43 backing up from Good Hope Road down past Silver Spring. Northbound slow just past Silver Spring itself. And then on southbound 41, you're seeing delays from Appleton Avenue down to Capitol. Northbound slow from Mayfair Road up past Capitol Drive as well. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ, Steve Scafidi here. Will rates go up or down? We'll know more on July 30th. That's when the Fed announces its next rate decision. Join Annex Wealth Management's chief economist, Dr. Brian Jacobson, for Instant Insight at 3 p.m. on July 30th. Instant Insight is when Annex goes live after important announcements like the Fed's announcement to help explain what it means for you and your money. When it comes to your financial future, a bit of expert insight could help you understand what's going on. Register now at WTMJ.com or events at AnnexWealth.com. July 30th at 3 p.m. live after the Fed announcement.
Hi, I'm Jim Token, representing the auto dealers of Metro Milwaukee. Did you know that Adam member dealers employ more than 6,500 people? Plus, Adam recently completed their 15th annual Feeding America Change Your Oil campaign. To date, Adam has donated over $953,000, which provided over 3.8 million meals. Start your next car search by finding an Adam member dealer at adam.com. That's ADAMM.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Hearing matters. It's not only about hearing better and interacting better, it's about protecting your health. Vita Hearing Care are going to take great care of you. Locally family-owned, 2 locations, Mount Pleasant and Waterford. I've been there. They've helped me. I have new hearing aids, and it's about embracing life's meaningful moments for me, my wife. Life is better. Every conversation, melody, and memory should be effortless. Vita will help get you there. Check out VitaHearingCare.com. That's VITA HearingCare.com.
Set sail on an unforgettable adventure with Celebrity Cruises. Discover exclusive offers only available through Fox World Travel during the Fox exclusive July sale. Experience luxury at sea with world-class dining, exhilarating entertainment, and stunning destinations. Whether you're dreaming of the Caribbean, Alaska, or beyond, we've got the perfect cruise for you. Book now to enjoy stackable discounts only at Fox World Travel. The sale ends July 25th. Don't miss out.
This Saturday only from the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club. Enjoy 2 prime rib, shrimp scallop, and salmon dinners for just $69.99. Call and reserve your free dinner today. FoxandHoundsRestaurant.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
.854, Wisconsin Morning News, Erik along with Telly Hughes. Vince is back on Monday. So Vince was hot on this, and rightfully so. There's that huge event. Remember that huge event that took place in Green Bay back in April? Tens of thousands showed up. Hundreds of thousands of people came for it. Yes, talking about the NFL draft.
For the first time since 2002, draft a wide receiver. Matthew Golden, wide receiver, Texas.
And this unbelievable moment in Green Bay history there when Mark Murphy announced the selection of Matthew Golden, who then took the mic.
Hey, I'm finna bring that energy, man. I'm glad to be here. It's a blessing. Hey, let me get a Green Bay 3. 1, 2, 3.
So the NFL says more than 600,000 total visitors attended the 3-day event, shattering the estimates that people thought, right? Well, today is a big day. We learned the actual outcome today.
Happening today.
The Experience Greater Green Bay, Inc. will release the results of a study on the economic impact of the draft. So what was this amount of money spent, the economic impact for the region when that NFL draft took place in here? And you would assume, I mean, we don't know yet. We'll find out in an hour when they hold the news conference, but you would assume that it will be much more impactful than what we saw with the RNC, which was in Milwaukee, just based on how the RNC was built and operated compared to this.
Yes, absolutely. And I know there was a lot of resources and money going towards making sure that this event went off without a hitch. And kudos to Green Bay because, I mean, to have that many people in that small of a city, anything could have happened, and everything went as smooth as they could have possibly imagined. So on top of that, and just showing the rest of the NFL that Titletown is a place where, A, you can host a draft, and B, is one of the most unique places in all of sports. So I think the combination of that is going to be very profitable for the city of Green Bay, and I'm looking forward to hearing the numbers because I think it's going to pretty much blow away all the other estimations that they projected would happen.
It sure seems to. It's a 46-page report. They're going to release it after they hold their news conference at 10 a.m., and there's some VIPs that are going to be speaking at that event. One question that I would ask, and I mean this sincerely, what's next? So what can you do with this data? What can we learn from this, and what else can you do, whether you're just the city of Green Bay or the Packers? I mean, you have the land. You've proven you can do it. What else can you pull off?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a great question because we were just kind of joking around. It's probably a 0% chance that a Super Bowl would ever be there, just based off of the weather. Yeah. I mean, it'd be a great place to have it. But outside of the draft and NFL, business, what else can you do?
I don't know. Never say never, though. And I'm not suggesting this would happen anytime soon, but did you ever think there'd be a draft there 10 years ago?
Yeah, very true.
Did you ever think there'd be a Super Bowl in New York 20 years ago?
Yeah, that's very true.
So again, I mean,
it's like Minnesota has hosted a Super Bowl, but of course they have a roof. So, the last cold weather Super Bowl was in New York. So, you never thought New York would be a Super Bowl host. So.
Much bigger market, of course.
Yeah, but you never know. And maybe this is the data from this. They could take it to the NFL and say, hey, look, we have shown that we are capable of hosting a really big event.
And I'm not suggesting they're going to say a Super Bowl, but it's still a question worth asking. Because obviously you did this for a reason. What else can you do? There's got to reach for the stars every time, right? 8:58. Got another hour of the program. Lots to get to. on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Certa Pro Painters. They painted the exterior of our house. I loved it because they're thorough and they're thoughtful. As a matter of fact, they pointed out some wood that might need to eventually be replaced. They just looked at the whole house, and I felt like they absolutely cared. Get on Certa Pro's calendar right now. The summer sales discount goes through July 31st. Schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C for your home or business. They'll do it the right way the first time. Each Certa Pro Painters business is independently owned and operated. It's Certa Pro Painters.
A well-placed mirror can be a decorator's best friend. And what I like best about adding a decorative mirror to a room is its ability to give it a bright, open feeling. It makes the most of a room's natural light, and that can give a real boost to your room's decor. So here are a few decorative mirror ideas that we can help you with. Say you have windows with a pretty view. Well, why not double your pleasure? Placing a large frame mirror directly across from a window that gets good light will give you great views from either side. Give your small apartment more space than meets the eye with a full wall mirror placed into a partially recessed wall. All you have to do is slide a chest or banquet in front of it, and the effect is subtle but very glamorous. This is Stacy Sinks with Less's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Less's Glass. Less's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
Paying you to live more comfortably. A deal you do not want to pass up. Vince Vitrano for USA Insulation. They will insulate your walls from the exterior. No disruption inside your home. Blow and loose fiberglass in the attic, plus air seal everything. Most homeowners feeling a difference within 24 to 48 hours. And with government rebates, you could save 40 to 60% or more. No work for you to do. USA Insulation will process everything. Visit usainsulation.net. Start saving today.
USA Insulation. The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago. Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Breaking news as it happens. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
9 o'clock, I'm Erik Bilstad. This is Wisconsin's Morning News for Wednesday, June 16th. Our top story, an unfortunate update, a recovery mission now in Sheboygan.
I'm Telly Hughes. A plane hijacked in Canada.
Partly cloudy and humid today. Keep an eye on the weather later on this afternoon and into this evening. Some of the storms we see later today and tonight could be severe, a high of 87. Tonight, those showers and storms will end early on, otherwise cloudy, a low of 63. Right now, 81 at 9:01 from the WTMJ Breaking News Center. A recovery effort now this morning at a quarry in Sheboygan. Crews have been canvassing the JC Quarry all morning. This after a 13-year-old boy disappeared while swimming with friends on Tuesday. The fire chief, Erik Montiano, earlier this morning.
It's just too overwhelming for one to do. We just don't have the resources. We have a department size in the city of Sheboygan here of about 78.
Now, the quarry is believed to be up to 45 feet deep in the area of the search. They have limited visibility as well. The chief says swimming is not permitted in the area where crews are searching.
Strong words from the judge in the case of a man accused of killing his child. 35-year-old Ralph Taylor faces 2 felonies, including first-degree intentional homicide in the death of his 4-year-old son. Judge Barry Phillips at Taylor's appearance in court.
If these allegations are true, you are a baby killer. And the only thing worse than a baby killer is a person that kills their own baby.
Taylor's bond is set at $250,000. The child's mother, Cassandra Taylor, is also charged with felony child neglect causing death.
The Milwaukee County Transit System is getting another new leader as the organization navigates a growing list of issues.
Steve Fuentes will be the next president and CEO of MCTS, making him the 5th person since 2023 to hold the position for any period of time. MCTS dealing with an almost $11 million budget deficit and is now facing an audit from the Milwaukee County Comptroller. Prior interim leader Sandra Kellner admitting earlier this month,
in this instance, we did not meet our own standards.
The union representing bus drivers and mechanics has also voted to authorize a strike, which could be called at any time. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Investigators in Canada are trying to piece together how someone was able to allegedly hijack a small plane and fly it around the airspace of the Vancouver airport. ABC's Gio Benitez.
Air traffic control alerting other pilots already in the skies nearby to be on the lookout and take caution.
I'm just going to let you know that so that you can continue looking out the window. It's a 172, and just in case anything starts heading towards you, you have the ability to move at your discretion.
Now an urgent investigation underway. Authorities saying that the person who took control did it in protest, but it's unclear what the protest was for.
The alert led to the suspension of flight operations, causing 9 incoming flights to be diverted.
In the last 10 months, black bears in Wisconsin have attacked and seriously injured at least 2 people, including a 69-year-old woman in northwestern Wisconsin this past weekend. Here's what to do if you run upon one.
Be bear wise. That's the advice from Andy Try, bear expert with the Minnesota DNR.
Talk to the bear, yell at it, make yourself look big. If it continues to approach, sometimes you can throw a rock or a piece of firewood at it.
Try says the biggest thing to do if a black bear becomes aggressive is try to stay calm and don't run.
If you're just in your yard and a bear's around, the main thing is just to give that bear a clear escape route. Don't corner it. Keep a wide berth. Just make it loud, make it uncomfortable for that bear, and most of the time, it'll leave right away without an issue.
Jessica Ty, WTMJ News.
A piece of Milwaukee lure could be yours. For the right price, of course. Milwaukee County Supervisor Sheldon Wasserman confirms to WTMJ a public auction for the abandoned boat Deep Thought will begin online on July 22nd. The auction hopes to raise at least $20,000 to help the county fully pay off the remaining costs of removing the boat on May 6th. The dilapidated 33-foot Chris Craft Roamer vessel will be sold as is, and the highest bidder would need to provide a way to transport the boat themselves. County leaders have raised $30,000 of the total cost through donations.
News about your money, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is up 63, the NASDAQ off 32, and the S&P is up just a fraction at the moment. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 9:05.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here. How's the knee feeling? Still bothering you? Or the back? Is the back still barking like ever? Is it bad enough where you're not even enjoying the summer because you're not doing what you want to do because of the achy joint pain? You're stuck. And now you're hearing, yeah, maybe you're going to need surgery. Well, maybe not. You really should try calling QC Kinetics, the leaders in regenerative medicine. QC Kinetics uses treatments like advanced cellular therapy and platelet-rich plasma, all designed to actually help your body heal itself. No knife, no drugs, no downtime, and no masking of the pain. It's at least worth calling for a second opinion. Call QC Kinetics today. It's 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Meet with the team and let them explain firsthand how QC Kinetics can help you enjoy your summer. 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
When we're out in your town, come say hi as we broadcast live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio.
Anytime you hear us when we're on the road, you can find us live from our brand new mobile studio.
Whether it be Summerfest, EAA, Opening Day, Air and Water Show, wherever we may be.
You can see us on the radio, live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
News Radio 620 WTMJ.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call. That's All Sports Desk. A solid all-star debut for a young Brewers phenom.
From the Milwaukee Brewers, the Miz, Jacob Mizorowski.
The Miz went one inning, allowing just one hit in the All-Star game Tuesday night. When asked by Fox Sports' Ken Rosenthal how his teammates were treating him following debate over his All-Star status, Mizorowski was all smiles.
I mean, they were all so happy for me, and it was awesome.
Fellow Brewers pitcher Trevor McGill pitched a third of an inning and allowed no runs as well. The NL won the game after a swing-off. The Crew returns to action Friday in L.A. against the Dodgers.
WTMJ time saver traffic. 94 eastbound, Highway 16 through the zoo and into downtown. For the most part, you're okay. You are going to see some slowdowns near the stadium. Same thing westbound. Westbound, it's a bit tight trying to get out of there. Right around the stadium, you're going to see some slowdowns. There's also a disabled vehicle that's slowing things down, too. That's in the left lane that's blocked because of that. That's actually on the eastbound side of things, but we're seeing slowdowns in both directions there by the Stadium of 94. Further out, seen some slowdowns in the Delafield area as well, 94 westbound. Typical construction delays on 4145 and on 43 north of the Marquette and north of the zoo.
Here is your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Partly cloudy and humid with a chance of evening storms, likely some severe, with a high of 87. Tonight's low will be 63. Tomorrow, storm sprinkles then in the morning, then clearing skies with a high of 72, a much refreshing day. And on Friday, another gorgeous day, mostly sunny with a high of 74. Saturday, partly cloudy, scattered storms chance with a high of 80. And on Sunday, partly cloudy, slight chance of rain with a high of 77. In Milwaukee, it's 81 degrees. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 9:09.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Erik Bilstad.
Erik along with Telly Hughes in for Vince Vetrano. Vince taking the week off. I think it's a staycation. Still hear from him from time to time, which is always my...
You went to go see Gary Sinise?
he got us some great audio from the Sinise thing on Monday.
Not to pull back the curtain, but he sent us an email about 5 minutes ago. So.
Vinny is always working, man.
Always working a little bit. That's okay. That's okay. Hey, a couple of stories that are going to start to develop here in the coming hours that you're going to see video of if you haven't already on your timeline is what's happening overseas right now in Syria. Huge explosions in the Damascus area. Israel bombing Syria right now. And that's a story that's going to start dominating the headlines here if it isn't already, just because of what's happening there. So that one they're still settling in on, but some of the video we're seeing out of Damascus right now is pretty incredible as Israel gets after it right now with them. Otherwise, we are, of course, following what's happening in Russia with they're hitting Ukraine again today. This after the U.S. has sent more ammunition there and as the president has threatened more sanctions. On Capitol Hill here closer to home.
On this vote, the yeas are 50 and the nays are 50. The Senate being equally divided, the Vice President votes in the affirmative, and the motion is agreed to.
So that's Vice President J.D. Vance late on Tuesday, breaking a 50-50 tie on the Senate's first vote to advance a White House-backed bill that would allow Congress to cancel billions of dollars in what was already approved funding for government programs, including foreign aid and funding for public broadcasting like NPR.
The two big things in the bill that are going to be affected if Congress moves this forward are public broadcasting. There's funding for NPR and PBS stations in here that the government provides that this bill looks to call back. The other big area where this funding is going to be affected is the cuts that were made to USAID. That's a lot of foreign aid, global health, things like that.
That's ABC's Ali Pecorin. So this was the first vote to advance that bill. Now, this was billions of dollars that would be canceled, previously approved funding. And where this is coming from DOJ, and that's why Congress wanted to get involved, because it would be the one that would have to do it. A little bit more on that.
This is a lot of the funding that was axed out of the federal budget by Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency. So they went in and they said, hey, we don't want to do any of this spending anymore. And what we're seeing right now is Congress saying, hey, wait a second. Actually, we need to approve that. You guys can't just decide you're not going to spend money that Congress appropriated. Congress has to say that. And so that's what's going on here on Capitol Hill right now.
And, of course, that's super controversial. There's a lot of folks unhappy with what they'd be doing, cutting money with the public broadcasting as well as with the USAID. A lot of that is going to be brought up, and you're going to see both sides fighting that one here. Yeah. Moving on to what is dominating the headlines here, and this isn't necessarily being pushed by the media. I know that, as always, there's always things pushed by the media. This one getting a lot of attention from both sides of the aisle and from the White House, too, and from pundits. It's the relentless calls for the release of the Jeffrey Epstein files. It's putting the president and his attorney general against members of their own party.
President Trump pushing back on calls from his base to release the Jeffrey Epstein files.
He was never a big factor in terms of life. I don't understand what the interest or what the fascination is.
The comments coming just after Trump again backed Attorney General Pam Bondi in her decision to withhold thousands of documents and videos about the investigation into the sex offender, despite the president's campaign promise to release the files.
Yeah, so as of now, it's getting a lot of attention because it has been getting a lot of attention for many years. This isn't brand new. This isn't something that just started being talked about recently. Even the House Speaker is getting involved in this now.
It's a very delicate subject, but we should put everything out there and let the people decide it.
That's Mike Johnson. He appearing on the Benny Johnson show, weighing in on whether the DOJ should release the files on this very scandalized financier, Jeffrey Epstein.
The White House and the White House team are privy to facts that I don't know. I mean, this isn't my lane. I haven't been involved in that. But I agree with the sentiment that we need to put it out there.
Very curious to see where this one goes. As of now, there's been some call to maybe call someone back to testify, a woman that you may recognize the name of who's currently behind bars.
Some Republicans want Epstein's convicted co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell to testify before Congress. Conservative commentators and podcasters who helped amplify Trump's platform during the 2024 campaign now slamming the administration's lack of transparency. Joe Rogan mocking the DOJ and the FBI to his 20 million subscribers over the administration's handling of the file.
And that's what you don't want, is you don't want some of these pundits who are very influential pushing against you here a little bit, and that's something that the president's still dealing with today.
Yes, and he's also saying that the ones that are pushing this narrative or keeping the story alive are the weaklings. And I think you have to look at this, the president's track record. Now, if this was the first time something of this nature was being brought up, then it's something that you could say, okay, let's move on. It's not a story. But we are talking about a person that became the first former American president to be convicted of felony crimes, and one of those was a hush money payment to a porn actor. So these are along the same lines, because we know that Giselle is in jail for helping Epstein facilitate these sex rings of these underage girls. And if the former president is involved in this, that's a problem.
But if or when he was involved, I'm not defending any of that, but why did it take this long for you to realize we better be careful, because eventually people are going to want to see this stuff? You can't come out and say, hey, just wait, we're going to release all of it.
Yeah.
And when did you, you knew it was going to come to roost at some point.
At some point, yes, but based off
whether
history.
Whether your name or someone close to you's name's on there,
Yeah, but I think based off history, I think Mr. Trump felt like there would be a way that this would go away.
And just redirect?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, as of now, it does not appear.
No, that's not working.
Does not appear to be redirecting.
That is not working.
And usually, when you have cases like this, there is another story that comes up, and they had a moment there. It looked like it was going to die down there for a moment, but it would appear now that you have the House Speaker even saying, yeah, why don't you go ahead? Why don't you go ahead and just release some more things? Now, you can also make the argument, some of the details have victim names in there. So some of these pages, again, I'm Just want to make sure it's clear. I'm not taking a side on whether or not I'm defending somebody or not. I'm not at all. I'm just saying that like there still could be redactions even if you release more paperwork today, tomorrow, or the next day.
And again, I believe that any of us, if we were in that situation and if we released this information and it would clear our name and then you could move on, you would clear it. You would just say, okay, I have nothing to hide. Here it is. All right, now this story, can we finally move on? But it kind of reminds me of when we were trying to get President Trump to release his tax information during his first president term, because the entire time is, I'll release it. And then he released it on his own time. So I think this may be another case again when they figure out how they want to present it to the American people, it will be released. But as of now, I think it's kind of weird because Trump is telling Pam Bondi, hey, release it. And Pam is the one that's saying, I'm not sure if you want us to do that.
Yeah, and that's interesting because one of the things that Jeff McCausland told us last hour when he was on the program, he's a CBS military consultant, former Army colonel, he was giving us some insight on the latest in the Russia-Ukraine situation. But you asked him about this case, and he said, look, that's not really my lane. He's like, but what I will tell you is that if the president in any administration needs the DOJ or wants the DOJ to say or do something, the DOJ will usually do that.
Yes, and we're talking about the same DOJ that Mr. Trump was highly critical of during his campaign and when his Mar-a-Lago estate was raided, and he wanted to dismantle the DOJ along with other things. So now you're asking the DOJ to paint a better picture of yourself. It's so conflicting, and there's just so many things that's going on. But I know one thing for sure. President Trump just wants this to go away.
As soon as humanly possible.
Yes.
9:20 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Get ready for German Fest Carnival style. Join us for a weekend filled with food, fun, music, and culture on Milwaukee's beautiful lakefront. Sink your teeth into authentic Spanferkel, brats, pretzels, and sweet German pastries. Bring the whole family to cheer on the tiny racers at the Dachshund Derby. It's a crowd favorite. Tap your toes and raise your stein as you dance and schunkel to live music all weekend long. Catch Vox Club, Juhe aus Tirol, and an incredible lineup of national and local bands. Watch the colorful carnival parade with music, dancers, and costumes you won't want to miss. On Saturday night, don your best costume and join us for the Masquerade Ball at the Miller Stage. Come for the music, the food, the dancing, and the memories waiting to be made. Eat, drink, dance, and make it your tradition at Germanfest. For more information and online tickets, visit germanfest.com.
Don't miss Fleet Farm's Buy 3, Get 1 Free Cooper Tire Special going on now. That's right. Pick out 3 qualifying Cooper tires, and the 4th tire is absolutely free when you add the complete installation package with our Resolute Road Hazard policy. Plus, for a limited time, save $50 per axle on any brake service at our auto centers. Tires, brakes, oil, batteries. Let our Fleet Farm techs take care of your auto needs, all at the best prices guaranteed. Cooper tire offer not available at Hastings.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Guthrie and Fry. I love Guthrie and Fry. I've got their water softener, the salt delivered right to the basement. Their RO system, which filters the water in our house. What we drink, what we cook with, is crisp, clean, clear. It's Guthrie and Fry water conditionings, the best in the business. They also provide well pump system service, routine service, and emergency service. For when you need it, they've been doing that since 1974. At Guthrie and Fry, they know that better water makes a big difference. The teams I trust are at Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning.
Tragic story out of Southern California that is affecting the entertainment industry. An alleged burglar arrested in the deadly shooting of a show business couple. This happened in Encino.
A spokesperson for the TV show American Idol confirming the death of music supervisor Robin Kay and her songwriter husband Thomas DeLuca, both 70 years old, found shot to death Monday in their own home.
Suspect number 1, female, light brown hair, brown eyes. Number 2, male, white,
tall, gray hair, dark eyes.
Neighbors say they reported a suspicious person in the area late last week, the same day the couple was last seen.
That's ABC's Trevor Alt there. And just it's thing of nightmares when you think about and hear about people, someone just inside your house. I mean, we've heard stories of that in Minnesota with those lawmakers. Now you have this situation in Encino. And there's a lot of questions about why in the world was this guy there?
Motive is unknown. We're still looking into whether he has any type of relationship with the victims. Right now, it is an apparent random attack. The house did not appear to be ransacked.
That's LAPD Lieutenant Guy Golan there. He says the bodies of the couple were found when police conducted a welfare check. He says that after they found their bodies, and they were able to find this guy. He is now in custody.
Yes, and you can totally tell by just the descriptions of this crime that it was a targeted attack. And I lived in California for a little while. I know exactly where Encino is, and you would deliberately have to go out to Encino to commit a crime like that. That is not something that you're just walking down the street and it's pretty random. And so I just, that is so unfortunate. And that also you have to look at how that plays a part moving forward with other people in those same positions in Hollywood, where do you need new security now, even if you're just a producer of some show? Like, you just never know.
Well, and there's been situations not exactly like this, but similar in some fashion to this that have happened before. I mean, Jennifer Aniston, that was in the news. There's a guy who drove through her barricade. Then you have all the stories recently, even including Bobby Portis, where you have these people breaking into their homes and doing so when they know they're not going to be there.
Yes, absolutely. And you have people that may scope people out. You don't know how long they've been scouting this couple, scouting this situation to see what their routines are when they're at home, when they're not at home, because you're right, there was a rash of burglaries for professional athletes, and all of them took place when they were playing games. And in Bobby Portis's case, he was in town playing a game. And so these criminals didn't even wait until the team was on the road. So you never know, but when you have that type of target on you, sometimes you don't even know you have that target on you. You just have to be careful on how you move.
Right, yeah. As far as the situation with these American Idol producers.
The spokesperson for American Idol says Robin had worked with the show since 2009, and she was loved and respected by all who came in contact with her. They say they are devastated by her and her husband's passing.
That's ABC's Trevor Alt, who's been covering that story in L.A. As far as the guy, that's Raymond Bouderian, that's the name of the suspect. As of now, don't have much detail on this guy. Local jail records show a man of that same name and description, previous misdemeanors, arrest dates of the last couple of years. So it's got a couple of priors, but nothing even close to what we saw here.
Wow. Yeah, that is so sad. But these attacks, again, these are premeditated. I don't think any of these people just wake up and say, okay, I want to go do this. And so it is just really sad, because I'm not sure if there was anything this couple could have done that could have warranted something like this as a retaliation.
9:26 on Wisconsin's Morning News. He's Telly. I'm Erik. Lots to get to before we get out of here at 10 o'clock, including an update on a symbol of Milwaukee, something that so many people were so excited about. So many people were wearing shirts of this symbol, and now it's a chance for you to own that symbolic thing. I'm not talking about a flag. We'll get into that in the next half hour on the program. Not only that, plus there's this. There's been controversy. There's been concern. There's been belief that this iconic musician wasn't blind, that maybe this iconic musician could see all this time.
Oh, come on.
There's an update on that story as well. We have lots to get to, including those two stories, but much, much more right now on Wisconsin's Morning News. It's 9:30 on the program. Lots to get to.
Welcome to our Everyday Health feature, sponsored by the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. Orthopedic and sports-related conditions and injuries happen year-round, whether you're an avid runner or get hurt working in the yard. Here to tell us more is Dr. Carol Vetter, a sports medicine orthopedic surgeon with the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. Dr. Vetter, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
What is sports medicine?
Sports medicine is the area of medicine where we take care of conditions and injuries that occur in people being active. So that can be competitive athletes of, high school, college, professional level. That can be recreational athletes, but it can also be in activities people do in their daily lives or at work.
What types of injuries and conditions does your team treat?
We treat the common to the very complex. Most commonly, we take care of things that happen regularly, like rotator cuff tears, meniscus tears, ACL tears.
Is this regardless of whether someone's an athlete or not?
Absolutely. So in our relationships, we take care of professional athletes, but, we're able to share that expertise with everyone that comes in our clinic.
How does your team approach treatment of injuries?
We have a group of experts that are specialized in the different areas where you can get injured, whether it's your hip or your knee, your elbow, your ankle, and we provide surgical and non-surgical treatment. Oftentimes these activities, don't need surgery. We have you see our sports performance people or our physical therapist.
And it's not a one-size-fits-all, right?
Exactly. So we really cater and tailor to what that individual needs and have the expertise in that area for that particular injury.
Dr. Carol Vetter, thanks for being with us today. To find a doctor who's right for you, visit freighter.com/sports.
It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. Get sale discounts store-wide all month long. What a great time to shop for all of your Christmas needs. Get your holiday decor and so much more, along with all the great bargains we always have for you. It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Does your home's landscaping feel a little dated? Maybe the shrubs are overgrown or the flower beds have lost their spark. You don't need to start from scratch to make a huge impact. Landworks Wisconsin can breathe new life into your property with a professional garden renovation. The designers will work with you to refresh your plantings, redefine your garden beds, and restore your home's curb appeal. And while they're upgrading, maybe think about permanent holiday lighting. Give your garden the makeover it deserves. Visit the teams I trust at landworkswisconsin.com.
9:30, I'm Erik Bilstad. This is Wisconsin's Morning News, Wednesday, July 16th. Our top story, no night market in Milwaukee.
I'm Telly Hughes. New details on a Wisconsin athlete's sudden death.
It's going to be humid today, and we have storms rolling in later. Some of them could pack quite a punch, so keep an eye on that. This afternoon into this evening, some of the storms could be strong to severe. A high of 87 degrees today. Right now, 81.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The Labor Department releasing new numbers showing producer prices. What companies pay for wholesale for items held steady last month. And numbers out yesterday showed consumer prices went up last month by the fastest pace since February compared to a year ago. Another 20 Palestinians killed at an aid distribution site in Gaza. Many in the region have been critical of the way those sites have been set up, saying food and water is distributed in a chaotic and dangerous way. While this incident did not involve shooting, it did turn into a stampede, says ABC's Marcus Moore.
All along, they've made the point that these incidents, the shootings that have occurred, have all been away from the sites. But the issue that critics are bringing up is that these sites have been described as, quote, death traps.
The Pentagon ending the deployment of 2,000 National Guard troops in Los Angeles. They were sent there to help the city deal with the protests over Trump administration immigration policies. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 9:31.
Because of the weather, we've been telling you about the Milwaukee night market canceled tonight over concerns of the severe potential. Organizers say the market will be rescheduled for October 1st. The next night market is already in the books. That's set for August 13th along Wisconsin Avenue.
The official cause of death for South Dakota State football player Nate White has now been made public. The 20-year-old Milwaukee native was found unresponsive at his home in Brookings, South Dakota, late last month. The city of Brookings police say White died from a sudden medical event that affected his breathing and heart, ruling his death natural with no signs of foul play. White had recently transferred to South Dakota State after 2 seasons with the Wisconsin Badgers.
Residents in Franklin are being made aware of a data breach against the city's network nearly a year after it happened. Mayor John Nelson says an unauthorized third party attempted to access the city's network back last August. The mayor says there's no indication that personal data was leaked, but a letter sent to residents in Franklin indicates certain sensitive information could have been exposed. News about your money, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management market update. Checking the markets right now on Wall Street. The Dow is up 38 to 44.61. The NASDAQ is up 11 to 26.89. And the S&P is up 3 to 62.47. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. WTMJ Time Saver Tracker. Checking the roadways right now. 94 eastbound, Highway 16 through the zoo and into downtown. For the most part, you're okay there. It's a bit slow per the usual in the stadium right now. Here's what we got here. We have the left lane blocked there right in the stadium interchange because of a crash there. So as they deal with that, you're seeing some slowdowns. Also seeing some slowdowns in the other direction, 94 westbound through the stadium interchange as well. Typical delays on 4145 because of the road work too.
Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Partly cloudy and humid with a chance for evening storms, likely some severe, which has canceled tonight's night market with a high today of 87. Tonight, showers and storms early, mostly cloudy with a low of 63. Tomorrow, Thursday, AM sprinkled, then clearing skies with a high of 72. Friday, mostly sunny with a high of 74. Saturday, partly cloudy, scattered storm chance with a high of 80. And Sunday, partly cloudy, slight chance of rain with a high of 77. In Milwaukee, it's 81 degrees. Outdoor living unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 9:34.
When it comes to simple, affordable home improvements, at Les's Glass, you'll find an array of options. Like for bath remodeling, adding a new glass shower door, embeveling the edges of your mirrors, or simply having us install new mirrors to any living space in your home can add a touch of elegance and depth that can really turn a room's frown upside down. Or maybe you're thinking new cabinet doors. Before you write that check, find out how we can make your ordinary cabinet doors beautiful with a variety of glass insert options that can be easily installed into your existing wood cabinets and make a world of difference. And before you pay for new windows, call us to see if our affordable insulated glass replacement services can't save you a few bucks. This is Stacy Sinks with Les's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Les's Glass. Les's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lesglassservice.com.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. They specialize in caring for those with early to late stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia problems, cognitive decline. It's their specialty. They're great at it. And they also offer early memory loss classes. They can help your loved one with locations throughout our state, many here in southeast Wisconsin. I've been in their facilities. They're top notch. It's kindness at the core. It's compassion and empathy at Azura. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
I'm Matt Dorner, CEO of Milwaukee Downtown Bid 21. Our business leaders value downtown Milwaukee.
We're proud to call downtown Milwaukee our home for over a century. I'm Mary Ellen Stanek, president of Baird Funds. As one of downtown's largest employers, Baird has a deep dedication to the community here. You could say we're invested in downtown's success.
Get down to business at MilwaukeeDowntown.com.
Are you aware of this controversy? Have you heard of this, Telly? The conspiracy and controversy that Stevie Wonder, in fact, is not blind?
Look, he would have to go down as the world's greatest secret keeper. if that's the case. I mean, Stevie has to be 70-something years old, and you mean to tell me all this time he's been walking around, actually can see?
There's been stories that others in celebrity world have shared from time to time about like, well, we saw him do this, or he reached out for this, or he hit the button in the elevator, and he said hi to Shaq, even though Shaq hadn't said hey to him yet. It's happened. Well, anyway, he's finally addressing this rumor, believe it or not.
Everybody's got a thing. Stevie Wonder stopped a concert in Cardiff, Wales, and commented on claims he can see.
The truth is, shortly after my birth, I became blind.
The 75-year-old singer calls his blindness a blessing.
It's allowed me to see people in the spirit of them, not how they look, what color they are.
Last year, in an episode of the Wonder of Stevie audiobook, he shared that his mother would cry every night after he was diagnosed. He says he assured her God might have had something bigger in store for him. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Isn't that interesting? He just stopped the concert and said, hey, look, we got to talk about this. I am blind.
That does seem kind of random. Like, look, I've been hearing all this stuff. Let's put this to bed. But Stevie Wonder has lived an extraordinary life in spite of his blindness. I mean, he has 9 kids. He's lived a very fulfilled life. So at this point, does it really matter if he can see or not? Because what are you going to say? Oh, you've been tricking us. Or
I think it kind of does, right?
I mean, for him it does, but for us, is it going to change our perception of Stevie Wonder?
If he would have said, okay, guys, hey, I can see that you wouldn't have felt a little bit betrayed as a fan?
I would have been happy for him, I think.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, it's not like if he would have faked for 70 years.
Yeah. Now, I would have a problem with that if he said, well, these last 70 years I could actually see. But if he said, 20 years ago I went through this procedure and I slowly started to get my vision back, you can't get mad at the guy for that. Oh. But yeah, if he flat out told a lie for this long, but I mean, it's not a lie. And just a side note, Eric, on this Stevie Wonder, if you ever get a chance, if you're in Detroit, go visit the Motown Museum. It's only like $10 to get in, and you take a tour of all of where they used to make all of this music. And they take you to a room where they had this candy machine, and they had a design where Stevie would know where to put the money in and what his favorite candy was. And so they would have that in there for him as a 10-year-old. So I don't think it was a lie from birth or whenever, he was determined that he was blind. But again, if all these years and all the money, like you would think, like if he wanted to try to do some experiment surgery to possibly get 10% of his vision back, I think there's nothing wrong with that.
In this case, he's just saying no.
Yeah, it's still real.
I'm blind. Trust me. 9:40.
It's a true story. It's a true story. So, according to Shaq, we lived in a building on Wilshire. So you park your car and the valet's down there. So I'm already in the building. I'm coming through the lobby. Door opens. It's Stevie Wonder. He comes in, says, "What's up, Shaq?" Presses the button. True story. Presses the button, gets off on the floor, buys stuff, goes to his room. I went and called every person I knew and told the story. They believed me.
The Mental Health Minute.
To better understand yourself and live a more fulfilling life, maintaining mental health is essential. It's every bit as important as your physical health. I'm Kelly from Ellie Mental Health. If you're worried about cost holding you back, please be aware insurance can and should pay for mental health therapy. The barriers to mental health treatment inspired owners Lisa and Jacob to start Ellie Mental Health. Our therapists are real people who, like you, have hard days too. They have lots of experience in disordered eating, grief, mood disorders, children and families, substance use disorders, trauma, and more. Ellie Mental Health's directors, myself and Dawn, are licensed clinical social workers with over 30 years of combined experience. Our therapists address what most don't. The elephant in the room is different for everyone. Let us help you find a therapist you can vibe with and take the first step on your path to improved mental health.
This has been the Mental Health Minute. Get started on your mental health journey today at elliementalhealth.com.
It's here, the largest vacation sale in the nation. Fox World Travel's exclusive July sale is back. Score unbeatable deals at all-inclusive resorts with Apple Vacations to Mexico and the Caribbean with non-stop flights. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO and mention you heard it on WTMJ. Book now and secure your spot with just a deposit. The sale ends July 25th. Don't miss out.
Hi, this is Julie Coombs and Cindy Storm Fisher with Storm Fisher Investment Group. Are you a retiring professional worried about the direction of our economy, about making your money last? Come see what we can do for you. Let us show you how we take care of you to help you have a great retirement. We are at 262-796-8400 or stormfisher.com. See you soon.
Securities offered through Osaic Wealth Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through Osaic Advisory Services LLC. Osaic Advisory. Osaic Wealth and Osaic Advisory are separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, and services referenced here are independent of Osaic Wealth and Osaic Advisory.
.943. It's an unofficial symbol of the city, and we're not talking about the flag or the former flag or the new flag. We're talking about something else. This was all the rage. There was interest. There was daily visits to this site. We're talking about, yes, the boat. Yeah, thank you. So Deep Thought is back in the news because now finally something's going to come of this Deep Thought boat. Adam Roberts has been following this. What's going to happen to this now surfaced boat?
It's auction time, Eric. It's time to buy. Highest bidder, step forward, name your price, and if it's the right one, getting around the copyright of the TV show, you will have Deep Thought in your lot. So recall, of course, that this boat was dumped on the lakeshore back in October by a couple from Mississippi, underestimated what it would take to run a boat, and so during a storm, had to leave it ashore, stuck there for 7 months. You need to get it out, said the city. Nay, you need to get it out, says the county. Eventually, it was removed by All City Towing on May 6th, and in their lot is where the boat now sits. So we will have a public auction as the county, they want to finally close that gap, if you will, the budget deficit maybe of trying to get this boat's removal costs taken care of, for which there's still about $20,000 that they have to cover. Spoke with Sheldon Wasserman, the county supervisor for this area yesterday, and said that it'll start July 22nd and run for 2 weeks online. The website, by the way, is not up yet, so don't try to go find it and get your bid in early. You won't be able to find it because it's not live yet, but it will go live on the 22nd and run for 2 weeks. And point of note, if you want this boat and you want to put an auction bid in, you will be bidding on the entirety of the boat. You will not be able to bid on, oh, I want the aliens graffiti that was on the bow, or I want the blue Deep Thought moniker from the stern of the boat.
You need even, the male genitalia that's spray painted.
If that's what floats your boat, pardon the pun, then yes, you can grab that.
And you better make sure you got someone to go and get it for you, because they're not going to give it to you as well.
You will be responsible for towing it away as is. And if you saw the rigs that All City needed to get this thing off with a giant trailer, multiple big trucks and cranes, and you'd have to have a pretty big operation to move this.
I want, this is a huge philanthropy town. We always talk about that. Mm-hmm. That like the philanthropists over the years in this part of the state have punched above their weight class for a long, long time. I want like the Lubars and the Sealigs all there with little numbered paddles saying, "Oh yes, 4 million."
So you know what's interesting?
5 million.
So this boat, when it was stuck in the lake, kind of sat in the viewpoint of the Villataris Museum, the one over that looks over the cliff that goes down toward the lake. So you could see it from that point. And I actually remember asking the staff there during the course of all of my investigating into this, hey, does this bother you at all? I mean, do you have couples that are coming to have their wedding pictures taken on this cliff saying, hey, I don't want this big old boat in the background of my wedding photo? They said it wasn't an issue. So maybe that's one that could say, hey, let's put it right back in the water because we want to be able to see it from our museum.
Couple of things. Do we really think they're going to spend $20,000? Whoever auctions for this, whoever puts money down, is it really going to make $20,000? Do we actually think it's going to get to that level? And the second question is, who's going to get it? Who's going to buy this thing? Where is it going to go?
And my third question before you answer those first two, Adam, is it going to cost $20,000 more to get it transported to where you are?
That is a great estimate. I'd love to get those numbers. You know what's really interesting, too? I was talking with Wasserman yesterday, and I asked him outright, this $20,000 that the anonymous donor, you'll recall, when the city was originally trying to get this taken care of, they put that $20,000 donation anonymously for the city's efforts. Then there was that question of, okay, well, does that donation then transfer to the county? And I asked Wasserman, has that been taken care of? And he couldn't say for sure whether it has. It was his understanding that that was the case, but didn't get a straight answer out of that. So that also is something that still needs to be figured out.
I would like to think that some brewery or some restaurant will take it, but I feel like the shine is off a little bit. The excitement and the campiness.
See, I would punch back a little bit on that because if you'll recall during the July 3rd drone show, they did an homage to Deep Thought, very tongue-in-cheek by the county, by the way, for all the trouble this has caused them to slide that into their county-sanctioned drone show. And when I was watching the show on the lakefront, it got an audible reaction even a month and a half after the removal, almost 2 months at that point. So people are still aware. Now, whether or not someone who is aware will also have the money the county is hoping to get, that remains to be seen.
So who grabs it? Does it go to Lakefront or to some other brewery? Like, so who is actually interested in this? I'm curious.
And what's the sticking point? Because after a while, and years from now, what are you going to say? Oh, this was a boat that was just deserted here in Milwaukee, and I decided to buy it.
Are you suggesting, Telly, that people will forget? People still remember the chalet. That's at Lakefront,
right? Bernie's Chalet. Yeah, you can have a little date night up there. You can reserve that.
People still remember Hank the dog years after he retired.
Hank the ballpark pup? No, I think a lot of people forgotten about Hank the ballpark pup.
God rest his soul.
And by the way, someone on the text line was mentioning this couple that owns the boat. Why are they not going after them for this cost?
Because that costs money.
Correct. Anytime you're going to pursue legal anything, that itself is a cost.
Yeah.
And the county has said, is the juice worth the squeeze on this?
Right.
And with this auction, it would seem that the answer is no.
Yeah, because it seems like they're just getting away scot-free. It's like, this boat doesn't work for me anymore, and we're out. We're just going to leave it where it is. And that's essentially what they did.
So next week when they do this, we got to find out. We know it's not the art museum, but we need to find out who's actually going after this. Who are the players?
I'll be curious to see.
We need to have the players. We got to come on.
I'll be interested to see if this is like an eBay auction where you can track, okay, what's the current highest bid? And if it identifies, now whether or not it's going to be Museum Man 9944 who put the bid in or not. I don't know why you put your actual name, but they got to contact them somehow to get the money. So it'll be interesting to watch.
All right, good stuff. He's been all over this. He's been on the boat. He's been near the boat. He's talked to all the players himself. It's Adam Roberts. Thank you, sir.
You bet.
9:50.
For senior living where comfort meets community, welcome to the Waters of Pewaukee, an experience designed with you in mind. Enjoy beautiful, spacious apartments, chef-prepared meals, and enriching daily activities that bring joy and purpose. Whether it's independent living, assisted care, or memory support, you'll find a compassionate staff, modern amenities, and the peace of mind you deserve at the Waters of Pewaukee. You're not just moving in, you're coming home. Schedule a tour and learn more today at thewaters.com.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food Store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on 6-pound selected varieties Pop Secret Popcorn, $4.99. 15-ounce selected varieties Van Camp's Pork and Beans, 5 for $5. 20 to 24-ounce selected varieties Frigo String Cheese, $6.99. 64-ounce selected varieties International Delight Iced Coffee, $3.99.
Let's get some strawberries.
Attention shoppers.
Safe. Okay. Ooh,
Pineapple fulfills every need.
While you're shopping, a drive way back, it's a gunner.
There's something goofy going on with the PA.
Need a price check and I'll take me out to the ball game.
See, what is going on?
You're hearing things. We're at Century Foods, and you can't take your mind off winning that ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes.
I'm hoping to throw out the first pitch at a Milwaukee baseball game.
Or attend batting practice.
Or hold the finish line ribbon for the racing sausages.
You don't say.
The ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes at Century Foods. Enter on Century's Facebook or Instagram by July 30th.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for Tri-County Contracting. We've talked for years about what Tri-County Contracting, for good reason, has done and how good they can do it for you as far as your roof and how they come back year after year to check on your roof, and they can give you the every year inspection program and have you enrolled in that so to make sure that your roof is good year after year. Yeah, we've talked about that, but we haven't talked about their window treatment. And trust me, they got one. We just had windows installed by Tri-County Contracting, and we could not be more pleased with the process and especially the outcome. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. It's worry-free roofing, siding, hell yeah, and also windows. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
WTMJ, Steve Scafidi here. Will rates go up or down? We'll know more on July 30th. That's when the Fed announces its next rate decision. Join Annex Wealth Management's chief economist, Dr. Brian Jacobson, for Instant Insight at 3 p.m. on July 30th. Instant Insight is when Annex goes live after important announcements like the Fed's announcement to help explain what it means for you and your money. When it comes to your financial future, a bit of expert insight could help you understand what's going on. Register now at WTMJ.com or events at AnnexWealth.com. July 30th at 3 p.m. live after the Fed announcement.
Point taken with Scafidi and Bry.
The reason you pay taxes is for some of these things, as far as to keep you safe and to keep the community safe. And there's also the cost that doesn't have a number on it, which is children's lives.
Someone has to be responsible enough to say, you know what? We have to be better. Everybody loves low taxes, but there's certain stuff that governments have to do.
Weekdays from 10 to noon on WTMJ. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Today is a big day, although I've struggled to find any place that's actually going to give free ones. Talking about hot dogs. Why?
Did you know, by the way, that July is National Hot Dog Month? It's a great time to try some of Usinger's delicious dogs.
Well, not only that, Jeff, but it's actually National Hot Dog Day. And not to scoop John Mercure on Wisconsin's Afternoon News and tell you about a special day, but today is National Hot Dog Day. So we were thinking that, okay, there's a lot of those places here, like Martino's and all types of different hot dog joints in and around the city. Where are they giving away free stuff? And I've yet to find a place that's giving away free hot dog stuff.
Yeah,
that's something that generally you get.
You're out in your car and going to the grocery store and maybe picking up some Usinger sausage for your all-star break. They've got the best.
All right, thank you, Levering, to get that. Now, one person I know who will not be getting free hot dogs, it's Telly, because Telly does not eat hot dogs or any meat of any kind. He's a vegan over there, so yours too boring to get excited about today.
Yeah. But I did, for our listeners, I just typed in, where can I get a free hot dog today? And I haven't come up with anything, any participating locations.
Come on.
Like, come on. Yeah. Like, even if you just give free hot dogs for an hour or something. Like, hey, you better get here. It's free from 4 to 5.
Nothing.
But nothing.
So far, nothing.
You know, I haven't tried the Bavarian wieners before. A lot of brats, but not the Bavarians. All beef franks, they're fantastic. Can't go wrong with those.
All right, gotcha. So, yes. And our thanks to everyone who was on the program today on this Wednesday's edition of Wisconsin's Morning News. Dr. Ken Harris is on the program. Jeff McCausland, our CBS military consultants who joined us to talk all things Russia. Also, thanks to Mark Tauscher. If you've missed any of the shots and you'd like to hear it all, you can do so. Just text the word Vince to the WTMJ Siding Unlimited talk and text line 855-616-1620 Vince, and you can get it there. Otherwise, you can always find it anywhere else as well, anywhere you get your podcasts. Find all matter of the program. You can find it there. Even. Well, no, we didn't have. Never mind. I was going to say even Jeff Levering, but we didn't have Levo on today on this National Hot Dog.
Well, we just
Day.
did.
Yeah, right. Close enough.
Vince Vitrano here. When you picture your family enjoying the backyard, what do you see? A big welcoming patio for neighborhood cookouts? A cozy fire pit area for telling stories on a cool evening? Landworks Wisconsin creates the places these memories are made. From idea to installation, the Landworks team